Are we ready for the tournament play? How are we going to play tonight? Do we have all the adjustments that we think we need now at the regular season? And Coach, last week against Northside, you're down 7-0, and then you score 35 unanswered points. And I thought you mentioned one of the keys you felt going in. You said one-on-one, we're going to lose those battles against big teams. But if we fly to the football, and I thought that's really what you did was the key in the second half against Holly Robinson. Would you agree?
Yeah, I thought defensively we really played well the whole game. The one touchdown they had, the offense put the defense in a bad position in terms of field position.
Okay, that's the second one.
Sounds good.
And
Sports Medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Time for high school football here in Indiana. Hi, everybody. Along with Joe Auburn, Tommy Norris, and the gang from SummitCitySports.com, I'm Joe Parson. Tonight we open sectional tournament coverage on Fox Sports Radio with a Class 3A Sectional 27 first-round matchup with Concordia Lutheran on the road here at Maconaquah. It's a trip of some 75 miles for the cadets to open tournament play. The Braves, they finished second in the Three Rivers Conference, only to Southwood. The Knights beat Maconaquah 20-17 in their season opener. Then the Braves, well, they followed that loss with a 49-6 thumping here at home against the hands of 2A power Lewis Cass. But since then, since that 0-2 start, it has been nothing but W's for the Braves. Now 7-2, Joe, including a 41-27 victory at Rochester last Friday night.
Yeah, an impressive team, a very disciplined team that plays hard for their young coach, and the coach, Austin Colby, took the team to the sectional championship last year, so they want to make a deeper playoff run this year, but it all starts with Carter Little, maybe one of the best backs we'll see this year, and get these numbers, 250 all-purpose yards a game. As we rode down the old 24 to do the game, you and I couldn't believe that stat, but also last week against Rochester, those two kickoff returns for touchdowns, Joe, is what they needed to really win that game. So I talked to Carter Little before the game, and he has that twinkle in his eye. He's one of those special kids.
Started as a lineman, or they wanted him to be offensive lineman.
Started as a lineman. We heard a great story in 7th grade. They were going to make him into a guard, and he refused. So his running mate, the other wing back, Smith, what happened with that was he couldn't play. So all of a sudden, Little got to run the ball, and a star was born, and here we are, over 1,400 yards. We mentioned it, 250 all-purpose yards a game, and a tremendous kick returner. So Maconaquah has the elements with Little to run the football, and they're extremely disciplined, Joe. And for Concordia with that defense against the Braves tonight, they're going to have to win on first down, they're going to have to win at the point of attack, and they're going to have to win the down and distance battle, because if Maconaquah gets out in that first down with their discipline and their toughness, they will run all over Concordia.
Well, let's talk about the cadets. They also finished on a regular season high note, coming from behind to defeat Northside last Friday night at Zoller Stadium 35-7. Concordia has, in fact, won 2 of its last 3 games. Cadets, Joe, as you know, may be just 4-5, but consider that the 3A cadets, they play 6 teams, either in Class 5A or 6A in that tough Summit Athletic Conference. And yes, they win just 1-5 in those games against the larger schools, but history points out that they can indeed be a most formidable opponent once the tournament begins.
Yeah, and I think Coach Manigault just is even better in the playoffs, Joe. You know, we saw obviously the state championship run in 2016, but also deep playoff runs. And Jeff Mahoney made a good point to me. You know, Concordia versus their opponents, Joe, they're almost a yard better and yard per play. So Concordia, comes in 4 and 5, but they only gave up 270 yards a game. And the competition in the Summit Athletic Conference, I mean, you got Homestead, you got Dwanger, you got Carroll, you got so many Snyder, you got so many tough teams. So, you know, they say you are what your record is, but when you drop down to 3A, you get a good chance tonight to improve your record. And I thought Northside played their best game last week. They forced 3 turnovers and only turned the ball over once, and I think that's the key tonight. Brennan Davis, he can get it done with his legs, Joe, but he's going to have to protect the football, be smart with the passing, and I think the Concordia defense can get this through this game, Joe. But it's going to be a great matchup, and I tell you, the playoffs get me so excited because this is the time of year where your heart beats a little bit faster, and the plays, every single plays, means so much.
Cadets Braves here tonight on the road as the 47th annual IHSAA State Football Tournament begins play. We'll take a timeout, then return with our Meyer pregame show. We'll also check in with both coaches, and head coach of the Braves at 7-2, Austin Colby, in his second year, will join us the other side of the break. We'll be back in 3 minutes. This is IHSAA Tournament Football right here on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting me up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting me up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices.
Maconaquah Braves, and with us, Austin Colby, head coach, second-year head coach of the Braves. And Coach, young team, you start out the season, you're 0-2.
Yep.
You lose a tough one against Southwood, and then you lose to Lewis Castle. A lot of teams can say about that.
Yep.
With a young team, that can be really tough to build on. And first of all, talk about the mental framework of your team coming out that 0-2 start, and what did you do to turn things around? Because you won 7 in a row.
Absolutely. We had our toughest games ahead of us right at the start, and it's tough to play your best football right at the first 2 weeks of the year. Unfortunately, with how little experience we had coming back from last year, we took a couple beatings, and but fortunately we kind of rallied around that, and we told everybody our season could go one of two ways. We were still kind of in the back seat for the conference championship, but we still had to win out to have that chance to have a potential shot of sharing with Southwood. Now, last week Tippy Valley didn't take advantage of that, so but it was a good turnaround. It's good to see progress from week to week, and that's the best part about Indiana football is you don't have to be playing your best football at the beginning of the year. You want to be playing your best football right now, and I think we are.
I mentioned to one of your coaches, I'm impressed personally when I see young man averaging over 100 yards, all-purpose yards. You've got a young man that's averaging 251, and he had over 300 last week. Talk about Carter Little. Yep. What makes him so special?
Yeah, he's one-of-a-kind kid. He works hard in the weight room, and he's bought into all that, and it definitely pays off out here. He started for us last year, and then he started for Maconaquah as a freshman before I got here. So he's just one of those kids that has a nose for the football, very tough, and is a football-first kid. And a lot of times at schools in Indiana, you don't get a lot of those kids, and when you do, you definitely got to take advantage of what skills they have.
Well, tonight against Concordia, and I know neither one of us were probably around some years ago, and you played them a couple of times in Zoller Stadium and came out on the short end. Now you got them here tonight at home. But talk about the Cadets and what you see on film and their schedule.
Yeah, obviously their schedule is the first thing that stands out. Everybody says, oh, well, they're only 4-5. Well, the 5 losses, are pretty good. And, they're a good balanced football team. Obviously they do a good job of throwing the ball around, and Drew, the running back, he's a explosive guy that can make you pay if you miss a tackle. So, we'll have our hands full tonight, and we'll have to play well. But I think if we do play well, it should be a pretty good ball game.
And you do well. And welcome back, everybody.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Getting ready for tournament coverage here tonight on the road, Concordia at Maconaquah. Talking to Austin Colby in his second year as the Braves coach. A year ago, pretty good start as they finished 9-3. They lost the sectional championship at Mishawaka Marion by a final score of 35-7. Let's take another 2 minutes timeout, and then Tim Manigal on the other end waiting to talk with us. Here, this is IHSAA Tournament Football right here on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Can a power company provide more than energy? Can it inspire young minds, rebuild lives, and ignite the economic growth of a community? Can it honor the past while energizing the future? At Indiana Michigan Power, we're doing more than we expected with energy. We're working together, investing in the lives of the community, all to create a better future. That's not just energy, that's boundless energy. Indiana Michigan Power, boundless energy. See more at indianamichigan.com/boundless.
You might be one of those people who looks forward to cooler weather. And that's all well and good, but Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram knows that summer ain't over till we say it's over. So they're still rolling with the summer clearance event with savings across the board. Get a 2019 Dodge Challenger Hemi for $389 a month with no money down. Or drive off in a 2019 Durango SXT all-wheel drive blacktop edition for $395 a month. Offers valid to qualified lessees. Minimum down payment required for Durango on select models. See dealer for complete terms and details. And don't forget that Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram also has finance approval plans to get you into the vehicle you want. Back to school, football preseason, sure, fine. But it's still summer, brothers and sisters. Celebrate by hitting the summer clearance event happening now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram under the giant American flag on Coliseum or always online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Everyone knows that winter is coming, and when it does come, it's the wind and cold air that really chill your home. Momper Insulation can keep the cold out by sealing the leakage points and filling empty sidewalls, even through masonry or siding, without unsightly holes or blemishes. They're also experts at insulating crawl spaces, attics, and any place the cold could get in and ruin your winter. Let Momper seal your house, saving you 30 to 50% off your heating bill. Call today for a free energy audit before it's too late.
Where are we? Are we ready for the tournament play? How are we going to play tonight? Do we have all the adjustments that we think we need now at the regular season? And Coach, last week against Northside, you're down 7-0, and then you score 35 unanswered points. And I thought you mentioned one of the keys you felt going in. You said one-on-one, we're going to lose those battles against big teams. But if we fly to the football, and I thought that's really what you did was the key in the second half against Holly Robinson. Would you agree?
Yeah, I thought defensively we really played well the whole game. The one touchdown they had, the offense put the defense in a bad position in terms of field position. So yeah, I thought defensively and frankly, all throughout the course of the year, we've done that pretty well. We get to the ball. We aren't necessarily the most athletic Concordia defense we've ever had, but it's guys that put forth a lot of effort and energy, and when you have that, you've always got a chance. So it was very encouraging heading into a game like we're going to have here tonight to see our defense play that way. We hope that is a sign of things to come.
Well, and two, besides the defense, you got to have offense. You talked about a couple of weeks ago, players got to catch the ball, players got to make plays, and I thought that Grossman and Vanderbosch did that for you. Brandon Davis stepped up, and Amir Drew does what Amir Drew does when he's got holes.
For sure. It's a huge key to us. I mean, we're going to pass the ball.
Wish each other luck.
Having the reenactment of the coin toss right now down in the field, referee is Matt Trexler.
All right, gentlemen, remember what we talked about in our earlier meeting, correct? Sportsmanship's key. You guys take care of the players on your team that's going to struggle with that tonight, all right? We don't want to take care of that. You're out here for a reason. We are in agreement that Concordia, you have lost the toss, that Maconaquah has won the toss and elected to defer, and you will receive, correct? And you guys are going to kick away.
There you have it, Joe. Maconaquah wins the toss, and they're going to kick and play defense first. So a chance for Concordia to maybe get an early touchdown and get out in front of them early. So we'll see what Brendan Davis can do with the offense. As far as the conditions down here, it is just beautiful, Joe. It's field turf, obviously. I mean, these are amazing facilities out here for the Braves. And it's a beautiful night, no wind. Just a perfect night for football. So obviously a huge game. It's playoff time. You win, you move on. You lose, you turn your pads in.
A few of those games you mentioned earlier were bad weather games, and I think we talked about that last week. That's no excuse, but it doesn't help us. So anytime you have good weather, we better take advantage of the opportunities we're given when throwing the ball. We're never going to shy away from it. And our kids last week, again, A, were able to get open, but B, once they were open, they made the plays that were necessary for us to not only make big plays, which we really stress, but then ultimately score, which is huge.
Tonight you go on the road a long ways. We're here in the middle of nowhere, kind of between Peru and Kokomo against Maconaquah. A fine team that's won 7 in a row and kind of an unorthodox, I'm going to say it, compared to what we normally see with offenses. They pack everybody in. And how do you prepare for something like that, something really you haven't played or experienced this season at least?
It's very unorthodox compared to what we see, and it's difficult to replicate it. They've got 11 guys in the box offensively. They are absolutely wanting to run the ball. 350 yards a game they average. Their running back, 48. I mean, he's a really good player. We're going to have to man up. I mean, we're going to have our physical nature and our resolve tested tonight by this offense. Whether we've got enough to stop it remains to be seen. Now, if you had to say what do we do well on defense, it's stop the run. This is like run times 100, so I don't know. We'll see what we've got. It'll be a great challenge for us.
We'll take a quick 1-minute timeout. Hopefully they don't zero out the clock. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
28, Richie Larry to kick off for the Braves.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where
back to live action underway already here at Maconaquah. It's Cam Johnson on the return. Came in averaging, Joe, just under 22 yards. A kick return has got the ball out across the 30 to the Cadet 32. They move right to left as we look at first snap of the ball game coming up.
Yeah, chance for Concordia to get out fast, Joe, and I think this is a really important possession.
Brandon Davis at quarterback, sets up out of the pistol, looks to Amir Drew's got a bit of a hole, stumble, stays on his balance, cross the feet and cross the 40 up to about the 45. He'll have a first down as Amir Drew with a simple blast play up the middle. This offensive line for Concordia averaging 262, a man tackle Jackson McKinney, Caleb Asher, and Bladen Esslinger are the guards, and Bubba Craig, the big freshman at 6'6", 315, along with Larry Schoenfeld.
15 years old, 6'6", and that big, Joe. That's unbelievable. A 300-pounder at 15 years old. And how about Amir Drew, though, Joe? Over 850 yards on the season and 12 touchdowns.
Number 3 running back in the Summit Athletic Conference coming into this one. Here is again a run up the middle, and there's Drew looking for running room, dragging tacklers back pedals inside the Braves 45 down to about the 41. And so far that offensive line for the Cadets have been opened up some gaping holes up the middle.
And did a nice job last week with Northside, 155 yards on the ground with Northside. And as a team, they threw for 188, but they were very balanced, Joe. And if they can run the football like this, we know Concordia can throw the ball because Concordia has great receivers and Vanderbosch and Grossman on the outside. So if they can run the ball like this, this just opens up their offense even more.
There is Jalen Vanderbosch wide to the right side, had 2 catches, 76 yards along with a touchdown. Play action fake, rolling right side. Brandon Davis pulls it down, will run. He's got another first down, takes a big hit right around the 30-yard line, but holds onto the football, and they'll move the chains once again.
And what Brennan has to do on that is see that sideline. I always was really good at stepping out of bounds right before that hit comes. So save yourself if you're Brandon Davis. But that's interesting, Joe. That's a boot, and we see him tuck the ball and run. And I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities tonight for Brandon Davis to run that football out of the pocket, Joe.
And by the way, last week Brandon Davis ran 10 times for 60 yards and scored a touchdown. Now the Cadets on the move, approaching the red zone, and they work from the right side hash mark. Now one wide to the left. Pistol alignment again, Davis with a wingback on the left side, and the play clock still showed 4 seconds. Officials threw the flag.
It's going to be a false start on Concordia that time. You hate to see those penalties. And last week, you talked about it, Joe. They only had 30 yards in penalties, so they really cleaned it up. And you hate to have that on first down. Also, Joe, the reason you hate that is right now, you're really in a nice, your timing is good on offense. You know, you're in a nice momentum. You're getting in and getting out of the huddle and running your plays, so you don't want to disrupt that.
Concordia comes in averaging 41 yards a game on penalties, but now they've got 1st and 15 with the first penalty assessed of the ball game. Vanderbosch stays in, wide to the right, the lone wide out there, 3 wide to the left side. Davis drops the throw, looking, checks off, throws to the right side, looking for Vanderbosch up, and he's got the ball for a touchdown.
Wow, what a pass.
35 yards on the 1st and 15, so the Cadets draw first blood on the road here with that 35-yard touchdown pass. Vanderbosch helped him, Joe. He was 6'2", went up and got it.
And that was the difference. You named it, Joe. He went up and got it, and that's what made that play that time. But how about Brandon Davis off the back leg and just muscles that ball down the field? And for the defense, for the Braves that time, you got to turn around and defend that football. If you don't turn around, plays like that happen. But a great individual play by Vanderbosch.
Joe Goodman on to attempt the extra point. Right-footed kick is on the way, and it is good. And the Cadets have wasted no time here on the road. They lead Maconaquah 7-0. We'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to
Welcome back, everybody. Joe Auburn. I'm Joe Parson with the Cadets, featuring the running initially of Mir Drew and then the 35-yard touchdown. That's Brandon Davis's 15th touchdown toss of the season. And now the kickoff, and they'll pooch the ball, fairly down. It's caught at the 25-yard line. Here's a return across the middle. And again across the 30 to the 32, and you always have to wonder when Carter Little gets his hands on that football.
They kicked to him, my friend, so how about Concordia run down, making that tackle? And right now, Joe, I think I'm looking at the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen.
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, the purple and the orange and the sky is just beautiful down here. But
this is like something you see in church.
Oh, it's unbelievable, the sunset. But hey, now about Concordia's defense. I thought it was key to get the ball so you get out to a 7-0 lead, and let's see if they can stop the run game.
2 wing backs, and they'll give it off, and here's a run to the left side, and coming out there's Carter Little, midfield, 45-40 in a foot race, inside the 30, and down to the 20-yard line he goes, and more yardage. So it'll be 1st and 10. As you always wonder on that touchdown, how will a team respond? And there is Carter Little, and he's got an affirmative yes.
And we always say good teams respond. 6 feet, 190 pounds, and that time you see how good the feet are. Blasts through the hole, shakes the hips, and rolls downfield for a huge game. So that's their offense. That's what Maconaquah does with their running backs. They're going to pound away at you, and we're going to find out what kind of shape the Concordia defensive tackles are in and how good they are tonight.
Yeah, and they pack everybody in. 2 wing backs and a fullback. They'll flip the ball again on a pitch coming to the left side, and there's a gain down inside the 15 down to about the 11, maybe the 12. That game, Jared Blake got the call. He had 16 carries last week for 94 yards against Rochester, averaged nearly 6 yards a carry, and scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's been awesome this year. Another junior, 9 touchdowns on the season, Joe. So, you really concentrate on Carter a little, but Jared Blake is just as capable as 2. So, boy, this is a power rushing game. It's going to be a quick game down here, but Concordia is going to have to bring those linebackers down and fill those gaps.
Now they've got a one-back look. They'll pitch it deep and a cut to the right side, and gain is down off the right tackle inside the 10 down to about the 8. And this game has got the makings, Joe, of reminding of my old arena football days.
It sure does. And what I like about the Braves, what they do, Joe, is obviously they have the power rushing game, but they quick snap the ball, so they're constantly getting a lot of plays and moving those plays. So I like how they do that. It's never a long count. It's always a quick snap, so they don't let those defensive linemen sit too long in their stance.
By the way, this offensive line averages 240 a man tackle to tackle. Alex Ringheisen along with Graham Stoll up front, Garrett Spahn. And here's a quick hitting play to the right, and they will tie the game up on an 8-yard touchdown run, angle to the right. And we're in a 7-6 game at the 8:53 mark. 2 possessions each and 2 touchdowns on the board.
Wow, how impressive was that? And I think we saw about the same play. That was Carter Little, making that corner and getting that touchdown. But you mentioned it, Joe, the offensive line. For 3A football to be 240 pounds average across the front line, that's a big offensive line. Then you have the 2 tight ends that are tight, that are both about 215 or 220. So you got a 7-man front that is just huge, and that was impressive. So that's a great answer for the Braves.
Richie Leary's on to attempt the extra point, 35 of 36 this year. They were man short, still 8 seconds on the play clock, waiting for the snap. Now we're down to 3, we're down to 2. They get the play off, kick is on the way. It's low, and it is good.
Oh, wow.
Not inside the left upright, but good. And we're in a tie with 8:53 remaining in the opening quarter. Concordia 7, Maconaquah 7, and we'll be back. IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 12:50 The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
Well, we're right back where we started. Cam Johnson back deep for Concordia to our right. Have some help back there with Tyler Grossman. 7-7 ball game.
I think if I'm Concordia, I get that whiteboard out with the defense and make a few adjustments after that. That was just power football. Concordia is going to have to roll more guys in the box, Joe.
Here's a bounding ball that's fielded up front and fallen on. Got away for a moment, but recovered at the Concordia 33. So decent field position now for the Cadets, moving from right to left. They were impressive in their opening drive, Joe Walburn.
Yeah, very impressive. They did it with the run game. They ran the big back, Amir Drew, and we know how good he is. 850 yards, 12 touchdowns, so he's gotten the job done between the tackles. Then that opened up the deep pass to Vanderbosch. So, on the season, Grossman and Vanderbosch, Joe, they have 55 catches, almost 1,000 yards, and 11 touchdowns together. So good weapons for Concordia. Lots of guys to get the ball to if you're the quarterback, Brandon Davis.
Davis does spread things out. He's got 3 wide to the left side, wants to throw, throws short. He's got Grossman with the ball. Gets out of one grasp and comes across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line.
And I like that because Brandon Davis gets that ball out quick. Grossman's a big player, Joe. Goes about 6'2", 6'3", so he's a big target out there, and that's a nice first down for Concordia. Now I come back and I test the middle of that defensive line, and I run my big back in Amir Drew. And Amir Drew on turf is a whole different monster for Concordia because he's so quick and be able to make all these cuts.
Grossman picks up 4 yards, had 3 catches last week against the Legends for 92 yards, also scored a touchdown, so he averaged over 30 yards a catch. This time 2 wide to the right. That becomes the wide side of the field. Here's Drew, cuts left and wrapped up and dropped back at the 35. Coming through there defensively, they brought Garrett Spahn, who had 2 sacks last week at Rochester, and leads them with 4 sacks on the season right there.
And the best way to describe Spahn is just a football player. 6'1", 200, a disruptor up front, Joe, but really a kid that could play linebacker or fullback on the next level. But he's so good at getting off the blocks that the Braves like to play him up front. So 45 tackles, 13 tackles for a loss and 4 sacks. So probably the MVP of this defense, and he's a kid that Concordia has got to get blocked.
Now Concordia faces 3rd and 9, trying to reach their own 44. There were 5 of 9 in third down conversions last week. Stepping up, Brandon Davis throws the home run ball. He's got a man wide open. That's an over-the-shoulder catch at the 25, and then it may have been fumbled away. I believe it's going to count as a catch and a fumble, and it will be Maconaquah's ball back inside their 10-yard line at the 6.
And it was Grossman on the deep route, Joe, and Davis throws a laser out there on the seam route, and Grossman makes a great play, but just coughs the ball up. So what a break for Maconaquah to get that fumble, Joe, and to get that football back, because I thought Grossman was going to take that to the house. So what a game so far. It is like one of your old Arena Football League games. I mean, we are up and down the field in this playoff game.
I don't know what happened, Tyler. We got so wide open sometimes. They got excited with it, and anyway, the ball slipped free. And it is that tight, packed-in offense, and they're ready to go. A pitch comes to the left side and trying to turn the corner. That'll be a gain for out to cross the 10 for a pickup of about 2 or 3 yards.
Looked like little again, but for Concordia, you have to keep that contained. If you're the defensive end against this offense, it's tough because, Joe, they have a 5-man front, and they have 2 big tight ends that are tight on the line. So everybody is between the tight ends when they run the football, but you have to keep that outside arm free and keep contained because obviously you want to play the game between the tackles if you're Concordia.
Kelly underside looks to hand it off again, works to the right side. Nothing there. That time the defensive left side for the Cadets was there, and they shut it down.
Yeah, that was much better. And that time they moved Cam Johnson up to the line of scrimmage, and he keeps that outside arm free and turns that play in and stops that play. That's the best defensive play we've seen Concordia yet. Now look up now. It's 3rd and 7. So now, right now, Concordia has won the down and distance. So now let's see what the Braves do here. This is where they become a little bit uncomfortable, Joe, when it's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Nolan Kelly last week, 3 of 9 through the air. He does have completing about 50% of his passes. Got motion. They'll reset and move it back on the wing back to the left side. Motion again, and here is a quarterback. Well, they run the ball and only across the 10 to about the up to about the 15-yard line. So that'll be short of the first down. They'll bring in the punt team now to kick it away. And Cadets, after squandering a great opportunity to break the 7-7 tie, now they should get the ball back in pretty good field position.
Yeah, that was good defense that time with Concordia. So good push up front. You know, Matt Gigline, their star linebacker, comes in 45 tackles, Joe. 5'8", 170, plays much bigger. So that was pretty good defense.
Joe, Concordia suspicious. They've not really dropped anybody back. They're all within about 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down and a long 2. Long count from the line of scrimmage. Here comes the punt away, end over end, near side. Takes a bounce out of bounds inside the 45 of the Braves, so Concordia will have very good field position. And we're still tied at 7 apiece with 5:36 remaining in this opening quarter.
Yeah, a lot of fun to watch this. And I can't believe it's the first night of the playoffs. So my Archers, they're at home in the 4A against Huntington North. You know, Wayne travels down to Marion. You know, the winner of this game has the winner of, let's see, it's Norwell, isn't it, next week, if they can get through Norwell or possibly Belmont. I think Norwell will probably win that game, but a lot of big playoff games around the area.
Concordia's football, 7-7 tie here. Still with 5:36 remaining, quarter number 1. Cadets work from their own left side hash mark now, and here's a quick screen to the right side. Catch by Grossman, steps away, 40-35's got a first down, still on his feet, hit from behind, but not before he reaches the 26-yard line of the Braves.
Yeah, I like that play, that quick pass out there for Concordia. Looked like maybe it was Vanderbosch that got the ball that time, Joe, but did you see how slow Maconaquah was to responding to that play? That's a play you can come back to, and that's a play Concordia can really get some positive yards.
Jaron Kindig now comes into the ball game wide to the left side. Luke Speckert is also part of a trips package wide left. That's the wide side of the field. 1st and 10 at the 27 now. Davis, one to throw again. Pump fake, checks off, throws back to the left side. He's got Speckert out there. Leaps high. He had the ball and didn't protect it. Joe, as it was knocked away, all he had to do was come down and cover up on that ball. But that was going to be 1st and goal inside the 5.
And that was Carter Little that came over and knocked that ball away. But you're right, my friend. I thought he was going to catch that and pull that down. So, you know, bookmark that play. That's a big stop right there from Maconaquah.
2 Cadets were open. They were behind the defense. Now it's 2nd down and 10 with the ball at the 27. Cadets break the huddle, come up to the line of scrimmage again. Jalen Vanderbosch, the lone wide to the right side. And 3 wide again to the left. Davis with Amir Drews, not seeing the ball. Here's an option run. Here's a Brandon Davis reaches down to about the 25-yard line.
That's pretty good defense that time from Maconaquah, but I thought Davis could pitch that ball that time to Drew. Looked like it was there on the outside, but I love the different formations and the different sets that Coach Manigault gives you. He attacks you down the field with the pass, he hits you with the power running, and all of a sudden that time we see the option game, but that's there. I think Concordia can come back to that play later on, Joe.
Cadets only pick up a yard, so it's 3rd down and 9. Vanderbosch stays wide to the short side to the right. Grossman now comes out and joins him, and the 2 wide to the left as well. 3rd down and long. Here is Brandon Davis looking, now flush to his right, wants to run. Penalty flag is thrown as It is Davis has got the apparent first down inside the 20-yard line, but let's see if that one you would expect is coming back against Concordia. Matt Trexler, our referee, will let us know here in a moment.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold that time on the right tackle for Concordia. Maconaquah's linebacker, Cole Weininger, 5'9", 215, Joe, number 21, breaks through, and I thought he was going to get the sack on Davis, and Concordia held him. So that's a big penalty.
So it's going to be still third down, but the penalty is going to walk that ball back outside the 35-yard line to about the 41.
It's a big penalty.
Drew, by the way, checks out of the ball game right now.
3rd and 24.
I think it would have been a great call to a screen with Drew on this play, but he's, as you mentioned, he's out of the ball game.
Empty backfield now, spread offense for the Cadets. 3 wide to the left side, 2 wide to the right. Empty for Brandon Davis. Got to get the ball down to about the 17 on third down. Backpedaling, here's Davis now flushed to his left, taking a look, and got rid of the ball before he was hit, and does get hit. No penalty flag thrown, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, and that's pretty good defense out there. That time it was Matt Ingram, the inside linebacker, Joe, that gets to Brandon Davis. But I'd like to see Brandon Davis keep that ball a little bit higher. When he was rolling out, Joe, he had that ball down below his waist, and it's just too difficult to bring it back up and get rid of it. But he's got to keep that ball higher. But that's good defense by the Braves to chase, and I like their linebackers and Matt Ingram. He's a heck of a football player.
Now, you never know with fourth down and Brandon Davis, he can punt the ball. He had 2 punts last week, and he's got 4 punts for the year. He does punt the ball. That one is bouncing, and will it get into the end zone? It will. It'll be a touchback. So we'll take a quick timeout. 7-7 the tie remains here at Maconaquah. Braves and the Cadets in a tie, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. Well, the Braves do what the Braves do, and that's run the football, and they run it out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And was there a penalty flag thrown, Joe?
Yep, sure was. They're discussing it right now.
Looks like it's going against the Braves. By the way, that ball was carried very high. Legal shift against the Braves. That'll cost them 5 yards. Tonight's game being brought to you by Acme Bar and Grill, located at 1105 East State Boulevard. Also by Kurt's Mule Power Wash and by Indiana Wesleyan University. Visit them on the web at indwes.edu.
It's an illegal shift. You don't see a lot of mistakes like that from the Braves, but that's a big penalty, and it puts the pressure on them to be 1st and 15.
And the ball back at the 15-yard line. Again, they'll throw the ball, and here's a catch. They're running short of the first down across the 15, across the 25, I should say, out to about the 26-yard line. So they get a lot of that yardage back, and with a second down coming up, and second down and 5.
That was a nice pass by Nolan Kelly. He's completing 50% of his passes, Joe. He's thrown 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, but he's got the ability to get the ball out there, and that's all they need from him. It's just a little play-action pass once in a while to keep the defense honest.
Again, Kelly looks, pitches it off, and there's a stack at the line. Second effort, Concordia stands tall. That'll be a gain out to about the 29-yard line. And it looks like they're close, but about a yard short with third down coming up.
And if you're Sam Hudson for Concordia, you got to love this game. Sam Hudson comes in, 44 tackles, 6 tacks, 12.5 tackles for a loss. And they're going to run the ball up the middle almost every single play. So if you're a linebacker or a strong safety, these are the games you live for.
Kelly rejoins his teammates in the huddle now. Play clock down to 10. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage now. They've got a one-back look. They'll pitch the ball to the fullback, and the tripped up, diving for it, Carter Little has got the first down across the 30 up to about the 33.
You know, we heard so much about the toughness of Carter Little, but what I'm impressed with so far, Joe, is his feet. He's got really good feet to jump through that line of scrimmage.
And they're featuring him more as the tailback, if you will, with the two blockers in front. Kelly coming in, not throwing a lot, as Joe mentioned, averaging just about 62 yards a game through the air, but now they've got improving field position at their own 34-yard line. Again, Carter Little looking and ducks down, drags tacklers across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
And he just gets so many carries every game, Joe. So they'll switch it up with these backs a little bit, but it's basically kind of this little toss play where they run back across the tackle every single time, but it's effective.
Gain of 4 yards. Now we're down to 96 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Second down and 6 coming up. Kelly rejoins again the huddle, coming over to the sidelines. Really do not have any wideouts. All 11 packed in. Here's a roll to the left side by Kelly, looking to throw downfield and missed his wide open receiver. Well, not all that wide open, but incomplete with the pass, and now it'll be third down.
And that's good defense with Concordia. They really read that, Joe, and it looked like Sam Hudson got out there on that coverage. But that's so tough for Kelly because you're running play action, but you're asking him to spin back to his left side and then throw back across his body. It's so hard to be accurate in a pass like that. So again, Concordia now is winning the down and distance battle, and this is uncomfortable for the Braves to be 3rd and 6.
Carter Little looking, takes the handoff, looks for running room off to the right, back pedals, got the first down, bowls his way across the 45 and brought down right around just short of the 46, so they move the chains. And, you know, Joe, talking about Carter Little, we know what he can do running the football. He's run for over 1,400 yards. He also leads them, though, with 22 catches and over 300 yards receiving, and also has 4 touchdown catches.
Yeah, he's just a well-rounded player. As good as he runs, you mentioned it, Joe, he has really good hands. And on that time, Concordia hits him, but he drags tacklers for the extra 3 to 4 yards.
Motion right to left. They'll reset on the right wing. Kelly long count from the line of scrimmage. Sweep cut up to the right side. Here's an angled run. And once again, Carter Little gets a couple of yards up short of midfield to about his 47. And we'll see if we get another play run before the end of this opening quarter.
It's interesting with the fullback, Joe, Bryce Smith. They have him. I've never seen a fullback that directly behind the quarterback like that. He is up so tight behind the quarterback when they run their plays.
We're down to 20 seconds, still huddled up. Now the Braves come up to the line of scrimmage. Play clock at 13. Nolan Kelly taking a look, sweeps, and hands the ball off and trying to find some running room as Blake, and does find the running room. Jared Blake angles into Concordia territory, running to his left to about the Cadet 46, and that's going to do it at the end of this opening quarter. 7-7 tie here on the road at Maconaquah. It's the Braves and the Cadets. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
47, 3rd and 3. That's the end of the first quarter. Braves.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season. Or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all.
Call coming up now. The teams exchange ends. It'll be third down and about 2. Tight formation as always for the Braves. Motion out. Carter Little takes the pitch and looking for running room and finds it again. Angles to his right with that blocking scheme and takes it down to the Concordia 42-yard line. 1st and 10.
And that's just Maconaquah having a good offensive line and firing out, Joe. And you mentioned it, 240-pound average per man. That's a big offensive line for 3A football.
7-7 tie. Brandon Davis threw 35 yards for a touchdown to give the Cadets the early lead. Jalen Vanderbosch on the catch, and then an 8-yard little touchdown running to his right. And now they look to run the ball again. They've got blockers in front as Concordia rallies the football, but not before the gain is inside their 35 to the 34.
And you just see power football, but what you also see is you see a team getting into their rhythm. They're running their plays quick, Joe. They're in now the huddle, and they're just running downhill right now. So Concordia, you got to suck it up. You know, you got to roll those linebackers up and really try to win at the point of attack.
You can see they want to run to the left. They've got big Gavin Love at 6'4", sophomore only, but 265. Carter Little on the left wing right now, motion back to the left side. Here's a handoff, and it's a gain down to the 30-yard line.
And that's a great call because at some point you begin to really focus in on Little and also Blake. Then they come back and they run their dump truck of a fullback, the senior, 5'9", 185. Bryce Smith just runs downhill, Joe.
1st and 10.
That's the Braves.
Braves beginning to knock on the door, trying to break the 7-7 tie. They lost their first 2 games of the season, then won 7 in a row. Now we got a stoppage down below, a timeout on the field. So Concordia wants to talk about their defense. 10:48 remains here in the first half. 7-7 tie. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 12:50 the ticket. With us for our Indiana-Michigan Power halftime show, Matt Momper from Momper Insulation joins us. You ever wonder how a big company gets it all done? Right product, right place, on time? Matt Momper has answers for us coming up at the half.
And also a guy who's supported high school sports for so many years. Just a great guy.
1st and 10. Braves. Here's Little in motion. They'll hand the ball to him. Following blockers, to the right. And gets it down, angled run again to inside the 28 to about the 27. Let's see the spot of the football. So gain of a couple that time, and that's almost a little bit of a victory, moral victory for the Cadets to stop that talented runner.
Yeah, you got to win on 1st down. You got to win with your defensive tackles. And that time I liked, though, how Cam Johnson sliced down and helped make the tackle. So this is a big play here because they'll probably run the same play to the left. So let's see if Concordia can get some penetration.
Nolan Kelly under center once again. Tight formation, looks reverses coming up. Here's Little trying to turn the corner, breaks it to the 30, and Concordia stayed with it. They adjusted and stopped him short of the 25, back around the 26, I believe.
That's great defense, and that's Jalen Vanderbosch, Joe, coming up from the safety position to make that tackle. I thought that was going to be a touchdown initially because it looked like Cam Johnson had sucked in, but that discipline to Concordia's defense came up and made that play. And really, I think Concordia's defense has been underappreciated this year, Joe, because the offense has 19 turnovers and really put them in some tough positions.
3rd down and 6, quick hitting play once again, looking for running room off to the left. The gain is down to the 20. That's or just short of the 20-yard line, so that will bring up needing about a yard with 4th down coming up. And here we go, one of the big plays of the ball game.
Yeah, this is a big play here. If you've got bigger defensive linemen for Concordia, I would come here and I would really try to get in the A and the B gap, Joe, and really get in there and see if I could stunt through there and make a play in the backfield. I bet they probably give the ball to the fullback this time, Joe.
Lane Wagner checks in. He's tight to the left side. Kelly up under center. Now he's got motion. They'll pitch the ball. There was a penalty flag. He didn't get there on first effort, and Concordia does push back. Let's see what the penalty's about.
That's fantastic defense. Look like it's going to be a legal motion on the Braves. So
that'll be declined.
It'll be declined. How about that penetration that time, Joe? That's exactly what Concordia needed from their defensive front.
Illegal shift on the offense. The penalty is declined. The Concordia's ball. 1st
So the Cadets have held. They'll take over the ball just across their own 20-yard line. And the tie remains at 7 apiece here with 8:55 remaining in this second quarter.
Looked like it was. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. Excuse me.
Hope you're enjoying tonight's game on SummitCitySports.com. You can locate them on Twitter at 260 Sports. Sponsors also include El Azteca Mexican Restaurant and Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning.
Yeah, kind of important to get the sponsors in right, but I wanted to say that was Isaiah Rusher making that penetration for Concordia, Joe. A great stop defensively.
Now Brandon Davis wants to throw again. Moves to his right, looking long and deep. There's balls underthrown, but it's fought for and pops free. Vanderbosch was there, but that ball had a little bit underthrown, Joe, and allowed the Braves to recoup.
And that's the quarterback out there for the Braves, Nolan Kelly, and that time he turns around, finds the football, Joe, and you're right, if they could have got that ball, if Davis could have thrown that ball a little farther down the field to Vanderbosch, I think it's a touchdown, but how about a quarterback out there playing both ways and making a good defensive play for the Braves?
And for Davis, too, I think the factor was if he was kind of moving to his right, didn't really get set with his shoulders squared up to be able to put a lot of mustard on that ball. Now they can run Drew off to the left side, turns the corner at the 25, upended, got to about the 26-yard line. So, we saw Amir Drew the first, 2-3 carries of the ball game, and then they kind of went away from him.
I was just going to say that. That's a great point on your part. Drew was just running wild beginning of the game. They kind of went away and threw the deep ball. So I like the fact they came back to the run game again. Amir Drew is a fantastic back, and you have him on turf tonight, so take advantage of that. I would even give him the ball here again, Joe. I'd spread the wide receivers out and run the ball to Drew again.
Came in with 850 yards gained during the SAC regular season. Davis wants to throw, though. Two-step drop, rolling to his right, looking. He's going to be pursued, throws in the middle, and threw it too high. Looking for Vanderbosch over the middle, but now it'll bring up fourth down. And you would expect that Concordia will punt the ball.
Yeah, and I don't think Davis quite realizes how fast Matt Ingram is for Maconaquah, Joe. 6 feet, 175, only a sophomore, and you saw him fly in at the end of that play and get to Davis quickly, and Davis had to get rid of that football. But I think when Davis sees everybody's covered like that, Joe, if he's more decisive and tucks that football and gets upfield, that first down yardage is there.
Now Jaden Parnan is back to punt the ball, waits inside the 15, he's got the snap, rushes on, got the kick away, and he got a lot of it. That one they'll let hit, takes a Concordia bounce inside the 40, now rolling inside the 35 to the 30, and down to about the 27-yard line. So Parnan got all of that.
That's a 55-yard punt, if my math is good, but how about flipping the field there, my friend?
So the Braves will get the ball back. We're still tied at 7-all. And we've got 7:48 remaining here in this first half. The Braves came in averaging 36.6 points a ball game, giving up 19. Concordia's numbers 25.2 on offense and giving up 24.4.
Boy, a great game. I mean, two teams playing really hard and two really skilled teams. They run their offenses differently, but it's exciting to watch, Joe.
And it's funny, Joe, because both teams look like they're going to score 1,000,000 points, and now they've kind of settled down. Here's a throw over the middle, and that one is picked off at the 40-yard line. Return at the 35-30 to the right side. Grossman gets by one, cuts at the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 on the turnover by the Braves, and Concordia in business trying to break the 7-all tie.
Yeah, great play by Grossman, but just a poor pass by Kelly, and I got to be honest, I'm shocked that Maconaquah ran that play. They've been so dominant running the football. I get it, you want to trick them, but boy, when you run the play action and you throw that ball back across the middle, you know, Concordia is so big with their safeties. I understand it if you throw the ball to the flat, but that's a huge turnover. Book that play in the first half. That's a huge opportunity for Concordia, and it puts them in the red zone.
So you've had a 4th down stop now by the Cadets, and now they've got it on the interception, 1st and 10 at the 14. Davis from the right side hash mark has got motion by Grossman. Pump action fake is going to be pursued. Rolls over the middle, throwing an incomplete. Again, could not really get squared up to find Drew on the screen pass.
And Davis has got to get rid of that football because that should have been a legal man downfield on Concordia. They had 2 offensive linemen, Joe, that were all the way down the field. So you got to get rid of that football if you're Davis. And those screens right now are so slow in developing. I come back, I line up, and I run Amir Drew if I'm Concordia.
If you're looking ahead, they've attempted only 1 field goal this year, 0 for 1. Well, the officials did throw a flag, but pick it up now.
And I'm shocked because that was a legal man downfield, and Concordia is very lucky they picked that flag up because the offensive guard and the center, Joe, were all the way down almost to the 5-yard line on that play. I run and mirror Drew. I line up here. I don't get too tricky, and I run my big back here.
Again, the ball remains at the 14-yard line from the right side hash mark. Davis has got 3 wide to his left, the wide side of the field. Looks to Drew. Drew gets by 1, lowers the shoulder, fights his way down to the 10. And obviously Concordia will feel they're in 4-down yardage area. That is a gain that'll bring up 5, 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, it's a good hard-nosed run, and that's what loosens up the defense. So, Drew's such a good runner, and it's one cut and go, and he has the ability with the feet to drop his pads. So here we go, a huge 3rd down, and let's see if Concordia can cash in on that mistake, Joe.
They can pick up a 1st down at the 5. Now Grossman, part of the trips package, wide to the left. Inside of him will be Jaden Parnan. Crowd coming alive now on 3rd down. Here's Drew looking for running room. Does not find much. Maybe a yard only to about the 9. And 4th down coming up. But the ball, they position in the middle of the field.
I tell you, I like the play call. I thought Drew had it. But Garrett Spahn, 6'1", 200, the junior, just blew that play up, Joe. And what's interesting about Maconaquah is they have so many juniors and so many sophomores, and it's almost like they're a year ahead of where they thought they would be. So a very young team, but a very good team.
No field goal coming up. The Cadets will roll the dice. They need 5 yards to convert to keep possession of the football. They'll spread the field 2 wide either side of the field now. Again, Davis out of the pistol, wants to throw, looks left, checks back to his right, throws the ball to the backside, and there's a ball fought for, tip, and incomplete, it falls. And now the Braves have held on 4th down, and they'll take over the football.
And Kelly, that time, the quarterback who threw the interception, Joe, knocked the football away. So how good does that feel for him? I don't blame Davis. He puts the ball up to Vanderbosch. I thought it was a mismatch because Vanderbosch could go up and get it. But hats off to the quarterback, Nolan Kelly. And how good did that feel? You threw the pick to set him up, but yet you're able to make the 4th down stop. So big stop for Maconaquah. And let's see how their offense responds now.
So the Braves get the ball back, but at their own 10-yard line now. They're 90 yards away. They've got here's a pitch coming to the right side, looking for some blocking scheme out there. Concordia does a good job defensively of stringing that out and prevent a big gain. It'll be a pickup of a couple of yards for the Braves.
Yeah, fantastic. They try to get the edge, but 21 Cam Johnson, 16 Cooper Harris, Matt Gagline, Sam Hudson, Joe, they all chase to the football, and the effort is huge for Concordia. And when you play a back like Carter Little, who's this good with the cutbacks, Joe, you better run backside and take away those cutback lanes.
Little on the left wing, and this time they'll run it to the left side. And here's a gain, just a little cut up the middle, across the 15 out to about the 19-yard line. Maconaquah will be short of the 1st down stick once again by about a yard. So here we go, one of those pivotal plays with just over 5 minutes. Can you believe that? Only 5 minutes remaining in this first half.
Hard to believe, and that time Jared Blake ran the ball. I didn't think he was going to get that many yards, Joe, but that last effort got them down to a 3rd down and 1.
Let's see if they go with Little this time. Kelly under center, motion near side, and they will run the ball. A counter, and they've got the 1st down easily. Counter run across the 20 to about the 23-yard line, and Maconaquah moves the chains, 1st and 10.
Yeah, effective. They run the big fullback, 5'9", 185, a senior, and Joe, he's averaging almost 6 yards a carry, and he's got 7 touchdowns, so they can beat you with that little outside pitch, and they love to run that counter back with the big fullback when it's 3rd and short. Very effective and very well coached.
Smith last week, 6 carries, 46 yards. He scored a touchdown. Here's Little, though, but here's Kelly looking, throws the ball over the middle, picked off again. Interception at the 33, a run to the left side, and to the 20-yard line, a cut left side in the 15 to the 10, and a touchdown on that interception that was picked off by number 2, and that is Cam Vanderbosch.
Yeah, how about Vanderbosch reads his eyes, and again, I don't understand why Maconaquah runs the play action to the left, because Kelly has to come all the way back across his body, Joe. He tried to climb the pocket that time, and Vanderbosch just read his eyes and made a heck of a play. And I want to mention on the run back, Cam Johnson made a tremendous block on Carter Little. And how about that for a game-changing play? Huge turnover for Concordia, and they take it to the house.
Well, so far it's been a game of stops after the early offense for both teams. Concordia now trying to add. And here's a right-footed kick on the way by Goodman, and it is good, and it'll be 14-7. Cadets on the road here at the 4:12 mark. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 1250, The Ticket.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Contributing sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible include Kelly Automotive Group, 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned for your selection. Tom Steele Tire with 2 locations in Fort Wayne, and Big Eyed Fish. We talk about all the time, Joe, the best fish in Fort Wayne.
Delicious fish. That tastes really good tonight.
Yes, it would, sir. Got a long way to go for that. Goodman ready to kick it away from left to right now. Low line drive kick, it a bound inside the 35 to the 25, giving ground, but turning the corner. Here's Kelly with the ball. He has a blocker, gets to the outside, turns it upfield, then pushed out of bounds across the 40. That is a very good return by that young man.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, and that's a great cut up to get those positive yards. So now if you're Kelly, you want to put those interceptions behind you. And if I'm Coach Colby from Maconaquah, I come out here, I pound the football with Carter Little. I think what's happened to Maconaquah in the first half, they've kind of gotten away with what they've done with throwing those passes, Joe. You got 4 minutes, you got your timeouts, and you feel like anytime Little gets the ball, it's going to be a big play. So I run my offense, I run the run game, and I try to push this ball down the field.
4:03 remains until intermission. They spot that ball back at the 35. Tight formation again, all 11 in there. They'll pitch the ball, and here's a runoff tackle and a dive out to about the 38-yard line. So that's what the Braves do. They get power football and blockers in front, and it'll be a gain of about 3 or 4.
Boy, I like Matt Gegline, 5'8", 170. He's already made about 6 or 7 tackles here in the first half, Joe, and he is punishing Little every time he gets his hands on him.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Quick pitch to the right side, Little again off tackle, gets it, break outside, he's behind the defense for a moment, backpedals into Concordia territory inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line.
And I like the little pitch play. That was quick from Maconaquah, and I thought Little was going to break that ball to the outside and take it down the sideline, but he's patient with those runs, Joe, and gets up in the hole. So that's Maconaquah football right there. Not throwing those play-action passes, power football.
We love the story, but one of the coaches told us they started out in, what was it, junior high as a lineman, didn't want any part of that, and they made the right choice here to cut back up the middle, and the gain down to about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, we watched this, and how was he a guard in the junior high, right? That was a great story we got. That was Bill Tabler that told us that story, and his daughter, Kylan Wallace, sang the national anthem, 14 years old.
Great job.
Oh, my God, she was fantastic. I mean, just a beautiful voice.
Clock is down to 2:45 remaining. Concordia's lead 14-7, but here come the Braves now, rolling left. Kelly looking, he'll run the ball to the 40, 35, 30's got blockers in front, angles out of bounds, right around the 27, 28-yard line. Now we've got one of the Braves down, but getting up quickly, so no harm, no foul. And they'll move the chains, and here comes Maconaquah. They'll spot it at the 26, so Kelly, he came in with 228 rushing yards. You're wondering about Joe Walburn. He's ready to make his way downfield. And we'll be checking in with him with his halftime interviews as the clock is at 2:35 and stopped. Here's Little. Little stacked up to the right, dragging tacklers down close to the 20. Even when you think you've got him stopped, not really, because he continues with his momentum and with the blocking scheme. Very tough to bring down unless you get them low. They'll spot the nose of the football just outside the 20, closer to the 21. That is a gain of 5. Second down and 5. Little on the wing to the left side. Motion now by Blake. And here's a play by defensively by Vanderbosch, came charging through there. And it's a loss back outside the 20. Now the Braves are going to take a timeout with 2:01 remaining. It'll be 3rd down and 7 coming up when we return here to Bunker Hill, Indiana. 14-7 Concordia with a stoppage down below. IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Well, a lot of the teams opening up tournament play tonight all across the state of Indiana, all except a lot of teams in Class 5A and 6A. They wait a week, so we'll start next week. But we'll bring you up to date the scores that we have here elsewhere at halftime. It'll be 3rd down and 7 from the Concordia 23-yard line. Kelly, let's see if he puts the ball in the air. No, he pitches the ball, off tackle run to the left, and they've got a run inside the 10. That'll be 1st and goal. That time it was, I believe, Jared Blake that got the call. Angles to his left and had blockers out in front. It'll be 1st and goal. Clock running inside of 2 minutes time remaining now. They'll spot it at the 8-yard line at the left side hash mark. Little, the one back, they'll give the ball to him. Off tackle to his right, spins, got down inside the 3. Looks like they may mark him down right there at the 3-yard line. Kelly now hustles over back to the near sidelines. And they'll mark that ball back down around the 4. So taking a goal from the 4. And Concordia also making a late defensive change. Let's see what the Braves come up with now. The clock already down. Just over a minute remains. 14-7 in favor of Concordia, but threatening are the Braves. Little, the one back. They'll pitch the ball to him, then whistles blew right away. And that's because Concordia takes a timeout. With 1:10 remaining here in the second quarter, it remains 14-7. But it'll be a great chance for the Braves when we return. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
ivtech.edu/apply now. Ivy Tech is a proud sponsor of the IHSAA.
Well, this game has featured a little bit of everything. Both offenses in the impressive display at the start of the ball game. Then the defenses kind of took over. We had a couple of 4th down stops. But so far the difference, the interception by Cam Vanderbosch returned to give Concordia right now a 7-point lead. But knocking on the door, the Braves, they'll have it 2nd down and goal from the Cadet 4-yard line. Concordia had an earlier goal line stand, a 4th down stop, I should say. Let's see if they're able to come up with it once again. Here's Kelly, looks, turns to his left, and get into the end zone. It should be a touchdown. Can't see the official indication from here, but I believe it is, and it is a touchdown. So that'll be a 4-yard touchdown carry at the 105 mark. We'll check and see who actually got into the end zone. We get a moment. Now it'll be the extra point. Richie Lurie's 35 of 36 this year. Looks like they may try, though. They have the swinging gate, and they'll line up for the traditional extra point kick coming up. looking to tie. 1:05 remaining here late in the second quarter. Long snap. Here's a right-footed kick, long enough, on the way. And a new game, 14-all with 1:05 remaining. And we'll see if the Cadets have got some late offense. When we return here to Maconaquah, IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Jared Blake with that touchdown. That's his 10th of the season. Now the kick coming away from right to left for the Braves. Grossman, one of the two back deep, along with Vanderbosch. Comes the kick, bounding ball fielded at the 35. One of the upbacks looking for room to the right. And it's a gain across midfield and down the right sidelines, and that's Vanderbosch that came up, and he's into Maconaquah territory inside the 40 to about the 37. So now the Cadets with an opportunity. But under a minute remains, just 57 seconds remaining. And let's see where they're actually going to spot that ball outside the 35 to the 37-yard line. Brandon Davis over to the sidelines now. Play clock is running. Jaron Kindig in there, part of a trips package wide to the left. Jaden Pardon in between receivers, far side. Here's Davis, two-step drop, looks, now throws over the middle. He's got a wide open catch at the 21-yard line. Quick hit is made. Let's see if they're going to move the chains. That's good for a first down, so didn't have to use a timeout, at least not yet. We'll wait and see when they wind the clock. They do right now. Davis ready to go to work again, wants to throw again, looks left, throws, got a wide open catch inside the 15 to the 10. They won't score, but again out of bounds inside the 5-yard line to the 4 with 34.7 seconds remaining. Left wide alone, I believe that was Jaron Kindig out there, but he nearly scored. There was not a Brave defender within about 15 yards of him. So we're going to have a timeout taking by Concordia. 34.7 seconds remain. We're tied here late in the second quarter, 14-all, and we'll be back. IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Actually, the Braves call that timeout. It'll be first and goal at the 3. Davis under center. Drew is the running back. Now motion left to right behind the line of scrimmage. They'll reset. Here's Drew looking stacked up short of the goal line. Second effort. Does he get in? He does not. He's just short of the goal line with 28.3 seconds remaining.
Timeout, Concordia.
And now the Cadets will take a timeout. That is their final timeout. So 28.3 seconds remains, and it'll be second and goal from the 1 when we return to Maconaquah. And this is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Well, it's always tough anytime you're trying to gain yardage down in the red zone, and sometimes you get down inside of the 5, and it is even tougher. It will be second down and goal from the 1. Concordia have used all their time-ups remaining. They'll spread the field once again. Jaron Kendig, the lone wide to the left side. Corners come up and press coverage on him. Davis out of the pistol again. Amir Drew offset to the left. And here is Davis looking, has to hurry, now runs, and does he get in? Touchdown! Davis on a scrambled run that looked like they had a shot for him to drop him for a loss, and said he was able to squirt free and scores from a yard out, but he ran much more than that at the 22-second mark. And Concordia responds with a touchdown, and they've broken the 14 all-tie now. Davis with that touchdown came in with 4 rushing touchdowns on the year. Now Goodman trying to make it a 7-point lead. Right-footed kick. He's got the height, the elevation on the way, and it's good. And it'll be 21-14 Concordia, but still time on the clock. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Cadets will tee it up at their own 40-yard line, kicking from left to right. Don't think that they're going to kick deep. Carter Little's back waiting inside his own 10-yard line. Remember, he had over 300 yards, all-purpose yards last week at Rochester. 22.6 seconds remains. Cooper Harris ready to kick the ball away. It's got bounding ball. Here comes near side, picked up at the 33, straight ahead carry. And out just short of the 40-yard line is where the Braves will start with just 19.2 seconds remaining in this first half. Joe Walburn across the way will be ready to check in with Tim Manigal, getting his halftime comments. And again, we'll try to get you caught up to date with other scores, other sectional opening round tournament action going on tonight during our halftime, our Indiana-Michigan Power halftime show. Again, the Braves pack everybody in, all 11 now. Here's motion by Little. Reverse coming up, counter run, I should say, by Jared Blake, who scored the last touchdown. Will bring it out to about the 48. But running out of time here, 7 seconds. And it looks like the teams will head to the halftime dressing room. And we'll go over and check in with Joe.
Joe, I'm down here with Coach Manigal. Coach, I thought it was huge, the Vanderbosch kick return. I thought that was huge to get you in the positive position, and your offense does a nice job to go down and get a huge touchdown before the half.
Any points are huge, but I would agree with you. That was a big one there at the end of the half. They get the ball to start the second half, so it's nice to have at least a 7-point cushion going in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a power rushing attack they have, but you get the big interception for the run back, but you seem to be holding up pretty good against the power rushing attack, and I'd be shocked if they threw the ball at all in the second half.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they run hard, and they run fast, and they are physical. And we're doing okay. It's not great. It's got to be better in the second half, or, I mean, this is a real dogfight. It's a good sectional game.
Yeah, it's a great game. Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Joe Walburn with Tim Manigal, his comments here at halftime. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. Don't forget, Matt Momper joins us at the other side of the break, part of our Indiana-Michigan Power halftime show. We'll be talking about what it takes when you've got 200 employees and 3 locations, big company, and how you get everything positioned right. How do you make sure you've got supplies that go the right place, the right product, and the right time? We'll be back with more. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Factory invoice. Every vehicle on our entire lot at Glenbrook Hyundai. Brand new Elantras, brand new Tucsons. Every new Hyundai on our lot, thousands and thousands off MSRP. Actual factory invoice plus credit amnesty. If you bring home $350 a week, you get up to $30,000 in credit. 30 grand. You pick the vehicle. We hand you the actual factory invoice. That's all you pay. You can get out of your lease or loan today, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Brand new Elantras, brand new Tucsons, every new Hyundai on our lot, thousands and thousands off MSRP. Every vehicle, actual factory invoice. Shop online with streamlined purchasing at GlenbrookHyundai.com or come in for a flexible test drive. Think Hyundai, Glenbrook Hyundai on Coldwater Road next to Red Lobster. Call 800 Hyundai. GlenbrookHyundai.com. GlenbrookHyundai.com.
With so many deals on the new $1, $2, $3 menu at McDonald's, it's like there's levels to the value. Level 1. Any size soft drink, McChicken, or small fries, just $1. Level 2. Order up a triple cheeseburger for only $2. Level 3. Or level up to amazing value with a $3 bundle. A McDouble and medium fries or ranch snack wrap and medium fries, just $3. Yum. Only at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Bigger than any box score, local sports are a victory for the entire community. Building up leaders, breaking down barriers, connecting generations, teaching integrity, blazing a trail, sparking our economy. That's why Meijer sponsors hundreds of local sports teams throughout the Midwest. From Little League to the big leagues, uniforms to stadiums, Meijer knows when we support the home team, we all win.
Everyone knows that winter is coming, and when it does come, it's the wind and cold air that really chill your home. Momper Insulation can keep the cold out by sealing the leakage points and filling empty sidewalls, even through masonry or siding, without unsightly holes or blemishes. They're also experts at insulating crawl spaces, attics, and any place the cold could get in and ruin your winter. Let Momper seal your house, saving you 30 to 50% off your heating bill. Call today for a free energy audit before it's too late. Momper Insulation.
At Flagstar Bank, we know quality doesn't come from taking shortcuts. That's why Flagstar bankers work with you and take the time to get to know your goals. At Flagstar, we understand that listening to your needs goes into crafting something truly special. Your success. It may not be the easy solution, but at Flagstar, you can always trust that it's the right one for you. Flagstar Bank. What solutions can we craft for you? Flagstar Bank is an equal house.
And we are back, and anybody who knows about Momper Insulation and the reputation they've had in Fort Wayne for over 60 years, you know that they're a leading business entity in Fort Wayne and family-owned, family-operated, going back to when Charlie Momper first started the business way back, I think, 56, Matt. And back then, now in competent hands of his son, Matt, who's with us here this evening. And, Matt, I'm always amazed at how any business of any size, scope, range can get things done nowadays. And, in your business, you mentioned you've got over 200 employees now. You're in the insulation business, and that covers a lot of different dimensions. You've got 3 locations. You provide insulation solutions when it comes to attic, windows, or basement. And we've talked in the past, it takes good salesmanship. You've got to have somebody that's got expertise out there that can determine what the specific application needs are, identify that. And then you've got to have the skilled technicians that get the right product into the right place in the home or the business for maximum insulation efficiencies. What we really haven't talked about in the past is the material. Now, you've got seasonal highs, you've got seasonal lows. I'm sure you've learned a trick or two, you and your dad, over 60 years, but how do you plan? How do you anticipate? How do you bring all this massive machinery together to get the right product, the right place at the right time?
Well, it's years and years of experience and great relationships with your manufacturers so that when you call and place the order, you get the product quality product and on time. So throughout the years, it becomes a science, one that we don't even think about. Different times of the season, we might have to have more below materials as it gets colder, as builders, general contractors, homeowners want the insulation in the attic, so we make sure we stockpile enough on hand. And then there's just the day in, day out product that we use. Trucks are coming in 2, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times a day everywhere. It's, again, good relationships, good communication with the factories. They pretty much also understand the seasonality of the business, and we get what we need when we need it.
Well, speaking of seasonality, it's getting cooler right now, and I'm sure you're prepared for this.
Oh, absolutely. Our workforce and the equipment is ready to go, and the materials are here, and as the gets colder, we'll take some of our cross-trained employees and move them from one skill set to another so that we can meet the demand of our customers.
So you don't just have a crystal ball and look into it. Before I go on the road, I travel, and maybe I'm going to be staying in a new hotel I've not stayed in before, and I'll kind of go online and look at what the customer reviews are. I wonder if I'm making the right choice. Are there red flags about this particular property, or maybe it's about something I want to buy? And I was amazed. I went online, and this is a review for Momper Insulation from about 3 months ago, and this particular party mentioned that they'd have 2 homes serviced by Momper Insulation, and I know you'll be pleased. They extolled about the great product and great service. But here's the bottom line, Matt. This particular party said they were afraid that they were going to have to commit to a brand new AC service. And after the installation of their homes, they found out that the efficiency were such they didn't need a new AC system whatsoever. That's got to give you tremendous satisfaction.
Oh, it's great. We work with a lot of heating and cooling contractors, and a lot of times they will refer the homeowner to us because they know the unit is fine, it's sized right, it just needs some more insulation. So even with new construction, working with the architects or the general contractors or the home builders, depending on how well we insulate the house, how airtight we make it, how good the products such as the windows are, they can put smaller units in these homes to cool and heat them. So it's a great thing.
There's another resource online for employees from time to time to be able to vent, and they have an era of anonymity, I should say, and sometimes those can be rather harsh, and it's interesting because by and large when I looked at some of the employee reviews of Momper Insulation, they were by and large very positive, but occasionally, now you've got a staff, as I meant, we talked before, over 200 people. You've got lieutenants that execute the philosophy and business standards of Momper Insulation. Sometimes, for whatever reason, maybe that message doesn't trickle down, get down to the brass roots and the people in the trenches. And when you see perhaps that there's maybe some dissatisfaction, maybe it's more a matter of miscommunication or a lack of understanding. How much credit do you put into that? Does it have an impact with you when you see maybe here's something we need to address a little bit?
Well, we know one thing. The most important asset that Momper Insulation has is our people. We have open communication daily with our people, whether it's the branch here in Fort Wayne, South Bend, or Elkhart. I'm here every morning at 5 a.m., so are the managers. All of our employees, from the top to the bottom, to the oldest to the newest, know my door is open in the morning. If they have a question, a concern, a gripe, they don't understand the philosophy, and we try to explain it. The other thing we have, Joe, is we have monthly meetings where we talk about safety. We bring in Bernie Kaufman to talk about being responsible as a man. We bring in safety trainers. We bring in the United Way. We bring in speakers to help teach our employees, coach our employees to be better people. We also have coaching. We have taken, as you call them, the lieutenants, the guys that are in the field working with the installers, to make sure that they're being trained right, to make sure that they're communicating. Are there anything wrong? What's going on in your life? How can we help? Our goal here at Momper Insulation is to see the employee achieve the American dream. That means Momper Insulation has a job for them for life, provides enough income, job security, benefits that they can get through their life and have a great retirement.
And the best word of all right now is that Momper Insulation is hiring. So go on the website, take a look, and they are, as we've always said, they are family operated, family owned and operated, where family values still a very large important of doing business. Momper Insulation. Now let's get back to more high school tournament football right here on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket. Football right here on Fox. Now let's get back. Okay, sir, with I'm not sure exactly where you're at, but how about 3 minutes? Okay, yeah, let's get those in then. Then I'll try to get you another couple of minutes before kickoffs, too. We're going to do one more interview with the home coach, I think. Oh, good. So concerned about that, but anything we can get ahead saves us at the end of the game with that, the 6 minutes or what.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
And that gave Concordia a chance, and Amir Drew running strong early and often, but it was a 35-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Davis, and Jalen Vanderbosch went up and got it with a fade pass in the right corner of the end zone. 7-0 Cadets in the early going as Goodman added the extra point, but they went Maconaquah. They came right back and ran the football as we expected them to, and great running back Carter Little running to his right, good for 8 yards at the 8:53 mark. Leary would add the extra point, and we had a new game at 7-all. Then the game got a little bit crazy as Cadets again had a great opportunity. Grossman caught a pass behind the defense and had nothing but green between him and the end zone, but he got excited and dropped the football, and it was recovered by Maconaquah. They had it at the Braves 7-yard line. But again, Concordia would come up with a 4th down stop, did nothing with it, and an interception by Grossman then gave him possession at the 14-yard line, but then it was Maconaquah that came up with a 4th down stop. They would take over at their own 10-yard line. and it would be an interception by Cam Vanderbosch, returned for a touchdown at the 4:12 mark. As Goodman added the extra point, Cadets had the edge again, the lead at 14-7. But Jared Blake angling to his left with 1:05 remaining in the quarter, and he would make it a 14-all ball game as Richie Lurie would add the extra point. And then, as Joe talked about, it was a short kick that Jalen Vanderbosch came up, was one of the up men, returned it to the 37 of Maconaquah. And the Cadets executed their offense very well. It would set up a 1-yard Brandon Davis scramble touchdown with 22.6 seconds remaining until the half. Goodman would make it a 21-14 ball game, and that's where we are right now, Joe. And I know you've got some other scores that you want to pass along.
Yeah, up on the Summit City platform so far, it's Marion 27, Wayne 7. So a lot of people think Marion can make a deep playoff run in 4A, and they're off to a good start. Over at Southside, come on, Archers. At halftime, it's Huntington North 7, Southside 6. So, we could use a playoff win, my friend. That would do my heart some good. Other area game on the Summit City platform, Bishop Lures 17, Central Noble nothing. So again, we talk about lures in 2A. They always have that carrot, and you can play for those playoffs. So playing that tough conference and coming all the way down to 2A, lures should be able to flex their muscles and win some games and make a deep playoff run. Other games of interest in 4A football, how about East Noble? East Noble's out on Northridge 28-7, and East Noble is now going into playoffs, the #1 ranked team in 4A football. And also keep an eye on the team in that sectional, Northwood. Northwood continues to get better. They're beating Wawasee 28-3 at the half. Other scores in that sectional, DeKalb 14, Columbia City 6. So that's a dogfight up there in Auburn. And Angola 10, Leo 7. That's a little bit of a surprise. Angola's beating Leo. Down in 3A in this section, we don't have a report yet from Belmont and Norwell. Most people expect Norwell to win that game, Joe. But on the bottom half of the sectional so far, it's Peru 18, Oak Hill 14. So Northwestern's up 8-0 on Heritage. But Peru, whoever wins that Peru-Oak Hill game should be able to get to the sectional final and match up against whoever wins this game. So big sectional game here. I thought the Vanderbosch kick return again was huge, and I thought for Coach Manigault to stick him in the front row like that in the up back to make that play, that was a very good coaching move, and it got Concordia the touchdown. But I'm telling you what, this is going to be a dogfight the second half. Maconaquah is such a tough physical team, and I think they're going to crank that run game up another notch in the second half.
And 2 interceptions by the Cadets in that first half. They were pivotal to this 21-14 lead here at halftime. Teams out taking their halftime warm-ups. We'll be back with the start of the second half. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any...
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught
opportunity to get back into a tie. Cloudy skies here tonight. Weatherman said about 51 degrees at kickoff. Winds out of the north at 3 miles an hour. Expect to drop down to the mid-40s. You were down there, Joe. It's
beautiful. Oh, my gosh, it's beautiful. There's no wind, and it's just nice and calm. I didn't even wear my jacket, so I think it's beautiful down here, Joe. And you know what? You mentioned it. this first drive for Maconaquah is going to be huge. You really want to come out, you want to establish the pace in the second half, and they'd love to get some points and tie this game up. So if Concordia can get a stop now, Joe, on this drive and get the ball back and maybe put a touchdown on the board and put a little separation, that would really slow down the Braves too.
Carter Little moves back in kick return inside the 15, moving from right to left. Nolan Kelly's back there as well, one of the upbacks. Meanwhile, Cooper Harris tees it up at the Cadet 40-yard line, kicking away for Concordia left to right. Spreads him out, he's ready, approaches, and we're underway. Line drive, bounding ball that filters through the 25 near sideline. Turn across the 30 to the 35. They'll get a little bit more on that. That kick return grabbed by number 11. And that was, so we can find our sheets. Everybody kind of.
Aaron McKinley, the outside linebacker, got that one, Joe. So gotta love that. The senior, 6'3", 155, scoops that ball up and gets upfield. And one more score that was a little bit of interest to pass along, Joe. In 2A football, Lewis Cass was 22-8 over Pioneer, and that's a huge game about 15 miles up the road from here.
Here's a pitch to Little. Little looking and dragged down for a loss back around the 37-yard line. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but again, coming through there, the Cam Vanderbosch led the charge, pinching through there.
And that was also Nicholas King Causey, 5'9", 180, the senior defensive back. And I tell you, he's stout and strong, and he makes a heck of a play to scrape and make that tackle.
Second down and 10. Just underway here in the second half, 21-14 Concordia. All 11 tight in there, one back. They'll pitch the ball. Little off tackles, steps out of one tackle, works across the 40. And up to about the 45, this kid just does not quit.
No, it's a great run. His feet are so good, and I heard so many things about him, but what's underrated is how good his feet are. And when he hits that hole, Joe, he hits that hole right when it opens up. His timing is perfect, and I'm telling you, pretty soon he's going to break a couple to the outside because those outside lanes are starting to open up. So I tell you, this time if I'm Concordia, I throw the sink at him this time.
Here we go to a third down and 2. Again, Little jumps and falls down short. He's marked inside of the 46.
He thought he was going to jump over the crowd that time, but Sam Hudson wouldn't have it. You know, Sam Hudson's a heck of a football player, Joe, too. 12 tackles for a loss coming in, but also 6 sacks. And that time, he just drops Carter Little. So big play here, Joe, and a big gamble here if you go for it.
Braves, crowd come alive. They need a yard on fourth down. From near midfield, the pitch comes to the right side. Here's Little turning the corner. He's got the first down and much more as he's all the way down the Concordia 41-yard line.
And that's a great play call. And what the Braves saw that time, Joe, is they took their fullback, Bryce Smith, and got him on the end that time, and they set the edge. And Little that time shows you the speed to get to the outside. And what I loved about Joe was he planted his outside leg and committed to the run and then drove downfield for the gain. That's a great play.
Very determined rush that time. Now they go back with a one-back look. They'll pitch the ball Little looking for running room. Squirts 3 down to the 35, or perhaps a little bit more than that.
It just seems to just continually roll on. And what's interesting is whether it's Little or that time I think it was Jared Blake, but it just seems like these backs are never tired, Joe, and they run hard every single time. So, you know, Jared Blake, good, strong run, and that's a big play on first down. Sets him up for second and short.
Picks up 6, second down in 4. Ball squarely at the 35-yard line. Now motion near side, counter run again. And second effort down to the 30. And another yard to the 20. Smith, I believe, got the call that time.
Yeah, he's tough, and they love to fake that toss. And then, as you say, Joe, run that counter back up the middle, and that's Bryce Smith, 5'9", 185, the senior. I saw him before the game, too, Joe, and he looked bigger, kind of barrel-chested, just a big country kid. And that's a great hard-nosed run. And, boy, the Braves got some momentum now.
Offensive line, as we talked about earlier, averaging 240 a man, tackle to tackle. Little off tackle and driving, still on his feet inside the 25.
And it just seemed like Concordia had that stop, and Little spins around, shows his back, spins back around, and gets a positive run. So I'm so impressed with these running backs, Joe, because a lot of times Concordia knows what's coming, and they still get those tough positive yards.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6 yards on first down. That makes it really intriguing than the rest of the way. Now the work from the right side hash mark. Braves waste little time in the huddle. They come up again, all 11 packed in there. No wideouts anywhere. Motion to the far side. Little looking to turn it upfield. There's a penalty flag thrown as Little gained down to about the 23, but let's see which way this penalty goes.
It's going to be holding, it looks like, on the Braves. I was surprised they ran the sweep to the short side because Concordia came up and did a nice job on that with their defensive back, but there just wasn't a lot of room out there for Little.
On the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
And those are devastating penalties for the Braves. When you have a power rushing attack and you don't throw the ball, a holding penalty is such a devastating penalty. It's a big break for Concordia.
So the penalty moves the ball back to the Concordia 35-yard line. It does remain second down, but second down and 16 now. Clock already approaching 8 minutes. Time remaining. This is the opening drive of the second half. Little in motion again. Counter coming back to the left side. And Concordia basically stops that with a gain only to about the 33.
Yeah, pretty good defense that time again by Concordia to slam down and try to take that play away. It was Landon Rates that came down, that time, Joe, to come down and make that play. 64 out there, big defensive tackle, and he's playing well tonight.
Now, you talked about it. You don't want to see the Braves throwing the ball. Let's see, though. It's third down and still about 14. Kelly under center, looking, rolls to his left, wants to throw. He's got a man in the flats. That is incomplete. Had a man wide open, and let's see if that was a Wagner out there. But he couldn't find the handle, and the ball was delivered a little bit off target. Now it's fourth down and long.
Yeah, that or maybe Smith out there, but you're right, Joe. They run the play action, but the problem with that is it's to his left side. It is so hard to run a play action boot to your left because you have to roll all the way back and turn your shoulders around. And what happened on that play, he was inaccurate. It's just a difficult pass to make in that situation.
Now they need 14 yards down to the 19, inside the 20 at least. Here's Kelly again, pivots to his left side, throws back to the right. Got a man out there. It's incomplete. Boy, I tell you what, Concordia jumped the route, but they misjudged the height of the ball, but it does fall incomplete, and Concordia's held, and they'll take over the football first and 10 with 7:26 remaining in quarter three.
Oh, I tell you what, the Braves are lucky because King Causey was out there at number 3, and he had a beat on that ball, and the minute Kelly let that go, all my quarterback instincts in me were like, no, and he is lucky that King Causey mistimed his jump and missed that. So they ran the boot to the left and the throwback, but how about the discipline by Causey and the Concordia defense to get a huge stop?
So now Brandon Davis brings Amir Drew back into the ball game. He's the one back, lined up behind him. They'll give the ball to him off tackle, looking and slips through a little bit across the 35 and brings it up to about the 38, maybe the 39.
I like that play, and that just feels like that's there all night long for Concordia. But to wrap up on that Braves possession, Joe, how big was that holding call? I mean, that holding call completely took them out of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, when you force them into throwing, that's basically what from an opposition standpoint you'd like to see happen. Clock inside of 7 minutes now. Concordia now after a gain of 6, second down and 4. Davis again from the left side, hash mark, stretch handoff, works to the right side.
Nice.
David, Amir Drew at the midfield and hauled down from behind, but it'll be a big gain, and Concordia now with midfield possession of the football.
Beautiful run. The one cut and go. Drew stretches it out, Joe, and then he makes that cut where he plants his outside leg and commits to the run and runs downhill. Beautiful run by Amir Drew, and a great job of zone blocking up front with that offensive line. I tell you, it's tempting just to keep feeding him the football the way Concordia's running that ball down the field.
Well, Joe, you talked about that offensive line. They do average 262 a man, tackle to tackle. McKinney at center. Caleb Asher, the big fella, 335, one of the guards. Bladen Esslinger, the other guard. Here's Davis wanting to throw. Looks left, steps up. Can't find anything. Now scrambles to his left and looking to throw on the run's got a man, and the ball is caught inside the 30-yard line and out of bounds. Let's see if that was Grossman that caught it.
I think it was possibly number 4, Jaron Kindig, that caught that ball. That was number 4, Kindig, Joe, and how about that pass? I thought Davis was going to tuck it and roll downfield at the last second. He shows you the arm strength to muscle that ball out there. And how about Kindig, Joe? And you talk about it when you call the St. Francis games. Kindig comes back to his quarterback and helps him out.
I'll tell you what, that ball just did get over one of the defenders out there. So 1st and 10, Concordia trying to add to their 21-14 lead. Under 6 minutes remain here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Drew up the middle. Drew inside the 15 to the 10. And now a penalty flag thrown right in there.
It's going to be a nasty face mask. And let's see if Drew's okay. That's a heck of a run. That's just the old power play. Spread the wide receivers out and run power behind your guard. And it was a huge hole. I think you or I could have ran through that hole. But Drew runs downfield. And that's got to be a personal foul face mask on that one.
Face mask on the defense.
Now it's danger time for Maconaquah. Concordia's driving the ball down the field, Joe. This is where they really need to slow them down and maybe get a stop here, Joe, because you can see Concordia is starting to feel it, and Amir Drew is really starting to get loose.
Braves are going to take a timeout. That penalty half the distance of the goal takes it down to the 5. So 5:40 remains in quarter 3. 21-14 Cadets and knocking on the door to add to that lead. We'll be back. IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250. Tonight's game being brought to you by Acme Bar and Grill, located at 1105 East State Boulevard, by Kurt's Mio Power Wash, and by Indiana Wesleyan University. Visit indwes.edu. Cadets coming up to the line of scrimmage now. They'll have 2 wide to the right side, including Grossman in the slot. Vanderbosch split wide of him. And here is Drew. Drew looking and dances down inside the 2, got to the 1, did not score, did not get in.
I'd run the same exact play. Drew is really running well in the second half, and he shows you the feet and the ability to get that pad level down. So it'd be tempting to run the same play. At the end of the half, Joe, they elected to run a slant here, and Davis missed the slant, but he used his athletic ability to get in the end zone. But I'd run a little bit of power here, and I'd reward Drew with all the hard running on this drive.
Again, Jackson McKinney brings them up to the line of scrimmage. This time Davis under center. They've got 2 backs back there, including Drew, and 2 wide to the right side. But Drew again off tackle to the right side and into the end zone, standing up. It'll be officially a touchdown run by Amir Drew of 2 yards at the 4:58 mark.
We want to give a little bit of love to that offensive line. You mentioned it. They average about 260 across the front, and that was a dominant possession with the offensive line that time, Joe. Really doing a good job of firing off the ball and driving those Brave defenders back.
So the Cadets have scored the game's last 13 points now. Goodman comes on to try to make it a 2-touchdown lead. Kick is on the way, fading a little bit. Did it catch the upright? It did inside, so it's good. That'll make it 28-14. 4:58 remains on the quarter. We'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
The Indianapolis Colts take great pride in serving the youth.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
So you always ask yourself, how will the other team respond now? The Braves will have possession of the football, but they're down 2 touchdowns here at home. Little, the deepest of the trio kick returners, he waits inside the 10. Kelly, also McKinley, the other two up-backs. Here comes Cooper Harris. Line drive kick. Bounds inside the 30 to the 25. Picked up at the 22. Run near side. Across the 30. And that McKinley will bring it out to about the 32-yard line. So now here come the Braves and that power run-oriented offense onto the field, but down 2 touchdowns here at home.
And have to pick up the pace a little bit because 2 touchdowns is big when you run the ball as much as they do. But they got plenty of time. You run the football here, but you need to get some points and be efficient, Joe. Got a score update for you. Southside 12, Huntington North 7. Here we come with the Archers, baby.
Hope never dies, does it? Here's the deep handoff and a run to the left side for the Braves across the 35. And they gain about 5, maybe 6 yards on that carry, out just short of the 40-yard line to the 39.
And if you're Concordia, it's really situational football now. You want to win on first down, but you want to wrap Little and the rest of these backs up. Don't allow the big run and try to win on first down.
And, Joe, you talked about it. Time is a bit of a factor when you're trying to play from behind. And there's Carter Little battles his way for a first down up to the 45-yard line.
And that's just too much. So what Concordia needs to do, now you're back into first down now, so what Concordia needs to do is really penetrate and get in those lanes and shoot those linebackers and really make Maconaquah use 4 downs, Joe, to get the first down.
Brock Allman in there, defensive end to the right side. Isaiah Rusher has had some big plays tonight. And it'll be 1st and 10. Nolan Kelly under center. Now here comes the blitz, and a good play. They did just exactly what you talked about, Joe. They shot the gap, and coming through there, was that Vanderbosch?
That's Vanderbosch, the safety. That's a fantastic play. They shot the gap, and then when Vanderbosch got in the backfield, he dropped Smith. Another adjustment I would make if I was Concordia, Cam Johnson. He comes in with 3 interceptions. He's such a great defender. He's playing defensive end tonight, Joe. I would line him up on the side each time away from Little and try to have him crash down on that sweep.
Losses a couple of yards back to the 44-yard line now. It'll be 2nd down and long. And here's a gain across the 45, but only getting the lost yardage back. It'll bring up 3rd down and still about 9.
Great defense again. That time it's Matt Gegline plugs the hole. Gegline's only 5'7", 175 pounds, but he plays like he's 220, Joe, the way he scrapes at that linebacker position. So now if you're Concordia, you won the attack. You penetrated right at the attack. Okay, you won that. You won the first down. You won the down distance. Win this 3rd down and get off the field.
Braves trying to reach the 44. Concordia on this snap. A little resets, and there was movement a couple of different ways.
Yeah.
And that's going to cost them 5 and put the 3rd and 9, now 3rd and 14 after the 5-yard walk-off.
And that's just fatigue. That's Graham Stoll, the junior, 6 feet 200. And, that's just fatigue. And really, you're surprised you don't see more of that when you run the ball every single play and the physicality of the run blocking that goes on. But again, Concordia's winning the penalties now, too. So now get the stop here and get off the field and get the ball back for your offense.
Now we do have wideouts for the first time tonight. Little splits wide to the right side. They've got a wideout here to the left as well. Empty backfield. Here's an option run. And there's Nolan Kelly. Kelly into Concordia territory to the 49-yard line. It'll be still short of the first down stick by about 5 yards. And now a decision for Austin Colby. Are we at the point of the ball game, down 2 touchdowns, and just under 2.5 minutes remaining? Do you gamble?
Yes, you do. You have to go for it because this game is getting away. And that was a great call the last time, Joe. I really didn't see that coming. I thought they might throw the ball, but Nolan Kelly shows you his athletic ability. Huge play. Bookmark this play.
Got to get to the 44-yard line. Crowd alive once again here in Maconaquah. Now they go back to the tight formation. They'll pitch the ball. Here's Little trying to cut and driving. He didn't get there. Got only to the Concordia 46, close to the 45. That'll be short by about a yard. And a 4th down stop again by the Cadets, and they will take over the football.
That's a fantastic effort play by Sam Hudson out there, Joe. Looked like Little had the edge, and he was dragging tacklers, and Hudson chases downfield and makes the tackle to clean up. So how about the hustle on the backside of Concordia's defense? That's a great play and a great stop. And now if I'm Concordia, I really try to put the dagger in here because this is a good team that can catch up with Maconaquah with their run game. But if Concordia score here, that might be lights out.
1:52 remains in the quarter. Fast-moving ball game. We expected that. Davis now looks to his right out of the pistol, takes the snap, wants to throw. A penalty flag is thrown, and now they're going to blow the play dead. There was movement here on the right side.
Yeah, it's going to be false start on Concordia. Tommy Norris is all over that one. But if I'm Concordia, why are you throwing it? I'd come back and run the ball to Drew. No penalties. Play some clean football, run the ball, and maybe you can get out of here.
Penalty moves the ball back 5 yards into Concordia territory deeper to the 40-yard line. Cadets moving from left to right. If Concordia should win this game tonight, they would be home next week against Belmont or Norwell, the winner of that ball game. If the Braves come back and win it, they will be at either Belmont or home here against Norwell next Friday night. First down and 15 now. Davis drops to throw. Looks, steps up, throws it as far as he can. He's got a man downfield, and the ball is stopped and caught.
Oh! What a catch. That was Kendig, Joe.
Jaron Kendig.
Wow, I didn't think he was going to get that. How about that throw? And Davis does a nice job of getting the ball out there, Joe, and he brings him a little bit back in because there was no safety help. But what a catch by Kendig, a sliding grab.
And look at the numbers, Joe. 5'7" senior, 145, and makes a big catch. And Concordia now in the red zone, knocking on the door again at the 20-yard line.
Plays like that are how you win playoff games.
Now the work from the left side hash mark. Concordia on top, 28-14, trying to add to that lead. Davis 3 wide to his right, gives to Drew. Drew up the middle, steps out of one tackle, got to the 15.
And if Little doesn't hang on, I think Drew is going to take that one to the house. But Drew continues to get stronger and run harder. And I would continue to hammer away with him, Joe. We're almost through the third quarter. And a chance for Concordia really to put the lights out here.
They'll move that ball back to the 16, call it a gain of 4. Now we're in the final minute. Concordia huddled up. No hurry right now. Play clock still at 15. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Vanderbosch wide to the right side. He'll have Bourne defending on him. They're playing off, giving him a cushion. Here's a stretch handoff, and they're in trouble. Brandon Davis cuts back to his left and scrambles down close to the 7-yard line. We saw that nifty move. He knew he was in trouble right away. By the way, Speckert going down on his back, and let's hope that's just a cramp. But we are going to have an injury timeout here at Maconaquah with 34.9 seconds remaining. So with the timeout down below, we have a stoppage of play. The injury timeout brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHSAA. 28-14 Cadets with a timeout down below. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. That's
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports.
Speckert OK runs off the field under his own power. Now it's first and goal on that scramble run by Brandon Davis at the 7. Final seconds, 13 seconds to go. Here is a run to the right side, and it's going to be a touchdown run. 7 yards.
Cameron Johnson, and we thought we'd see Cam Johnson, and they used him in the left slot, Joe, and they ran a reverse sweep back with Cam Johnson, and I tell you, that's Coach Manigault at his finest. Excellent play call, and the minute Maconaquah keys in on Drew, they run Johnson right back behind him on the reverse. That's great coaching and a great play call.
Cadets notch another score on the board late in this third quarter now. Here's a tough hold. The kick is on the way, plenty long enough, and it is good, and that'll make it 35-14. Concordia here on the road, and we'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Goodman's kick is good. Cadets.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do.
The last 21 points, they lead it, Joe, 35-14, as we talked about. Yes, they've manufactured points, but, they've had a couple of fourth down stops, so the defense has had kind of a bend, don't break philosophy here tonight, and it's paid dividends for them.
It has, and that was the best third quarter they played all year. They came out with a purpose. They established the run game, played good defense, and that was the best we've seen of Concordia in the third quarter.
Cooper Harris kicks away this time, going, will it get out of bounds? It does. So that'll give the Braves the ball at their own 35. We were kidding Tim Manigal before the ball game with the gaudy numbers put up by Cardinal Little, especially with kick returns. Said, he might do well, Coach, just kick it out of bounds. Let him have it at the 35. You're kind of ahead of the game.
Yeah, and he's done a pretty good job keeping it away from Little. But I tell you, they get a penalty there. But Concordia has done a good job, Joe, with their special teams in this game.
8.2 seconds remain. Quick moving ball game. We're not yet at 9 o'clock. It'll be 1st and 10, Braves at their own 35-yard line, moving from right to left. Well, they've got this plus an additional 12 minutes. Let's see if they keep it on the ground. Roll to the right. Kelly looking. He's going to run himself. And it gets across the 40 to about another close first down. Up right to the 44 is where he stepped out of bounds. And that is the final play of this third quarter. So the Braves approaching midfield, but down here at home by 21 big ones. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
Kelly dropping to throw, looking, throws to the near side. That one's dropped right about midfield. And the Braves, Joe Auburn, in unfamiliar territory now as we head to this fourth quarter early on and down 21 points here at home.
Yeah, when you're down that far, it makes them have to throw the ball, and that's just not their game. So we'll see if they can get some points on the board here. But how about the Concordia defense in the second half, Joe? Really has been stout and done a nice job.
Was second down and 1. Now it's third down and 1. They go back to the tight formation. They'll give it to Little battling, and he does have the first down up across the 46.
And looking across the Summit City platform with scores, Joe, it's Marion 41, Wayne 13. So Wayne's going to end their season tonight. Bishop Luers has stretched it out on Central Noble 38-0. Bishop Luers, and I hate to report it, BJ, Huntington North scored. It's Huntington North 13, Southside 12 in the fourth quarter. Come on, boys.
Pitch again, Little runs, turns the corner, midfield, blockers in front and pushing everybody down inside the Concordia 45. He stepped out of bounds, they say, right about there, I believe. One official standing back at the 45. Let's see if they will mark it there.
One more score I want to put out there in 4A, Joe, and I'm really shocked. Jay County, I don't think Jay County's hardly won a game. Jay County is all over New Haven tonight, which I thought New Haven, was really playing good football at the end of the year. It's 28-7 Jay County in the third quarter.
Game of 9, 2nd and 1 for Maconaquah. And the look, here comes an The first back through and gets it, plows it down to the 40-yard line.
And that's okay for Concordia. That time it was Sam Hudson and Cooper Harris make the tackle. And as you point, you're right, Joe. If you're Concordia, go ahead and run the ball. As long as we make the tackle and wrap up and drop them, it's just going to chew up that clock.
We're down inside 11.5 minutes in regulation time remaining. One back look again, and they'll pitch the ball. Here's Little looking to run to his right, turns the corner, got a block, and down to the cadet, 4:36. And that may stop the clock. It does with 11:11 remaining.
Boy, he's such a good runner, Joe. He runs so hard, and he's got such quick feet for a back. And another quick score, 4A2. Columbia City and DeKalb are tied at 14, so that's a good game out in the county.
Gain of 7. Second down, and let's call it a long 3. Here's a pitch coming left side, and Blake straight ahead turns it up to the 31-yard line. Did not quite get to the 30-yard line. That'll be short of the first down stick.
25,
you know, with these backs being so good, I think Concordia, though, has done a pretty good job tackling, Joe, overall with backs this good.
It'll be third down and 1 coming up once again. Nolan Kelly pitches the ball back and trying to run to the right side, and the second effort does get them close to the first down. Let's see how they mark it, though, and it may be just short. Had to get to the 30-yard line. Where they're going to spot that ball, Joe, just outside the 30. It'll be fourth down and less than a yard.
Yeah, and Caleb Asher, the big 6'1", 335-pound defensive tackle for Concordia, he's out there and he's wrecking havoc right now too, Joe.
So they need about the length of a football. Everybody in tight this time. Kelly, let's see if he pushes straight ahead himself. He does have motion to counter run. They've got the first down. That was Smith that took it down to about the 29, 28-yard line. So a new set of downs. But again, we've used almost 2 minutes of this final 12 minutes of this quarter.
A score you were interested in, Joe. Eastside 14, Woodland nothing. So we wondered all those high school football games against those Ohio teams for Woodland, if that would toughen them up for the playoffs. But if Eastside hangs on, Bishop Lures will play Eastside next week.
Kelly rolls to the right, looking to throw. Throws back in the middle. He's got a catch back around the 27. Cadets will give up another yard only to the 26.
And that's okay. If you're Concordia, that ball ended up going to Little. I wasn't sure who he was throwing the ball to. I thought one of those big linemen were going to reach out and grab that. But if you're Concordia, that's okay. Just come up and make the tackle.
That'll be a gain of only about a yard. So it's second down and 9 with the ball still at the 27 of Concordia. And we're inside at 9.5 minutes remaining. Pitch comes now, and here's a cutback to the right, and diving inside the 20-yard line goes Blake, and he'll have it down to about the 19-yard line.
That's a good run, and how about these kids from Maconaquah? No quit, Joe. They continue to run their offense. They continue to grind away, and if they can score here, maybe they can force a turnover and tighten this game up.
Matt Geglang was out of there for a couple of snaps, now back in. It'll be third down and about a yard. And here's a handoff, and a lot of congestion there, middle of the field. It looks like they did convert down to about the 17, though.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to get it. It looked like that play was totally blown up. But good push by Blake to get upfield and get that first down. Now, if I'm Maconaquah, I get on that ball as fast as I can and get that snap. Because if you're going to run the ball, you got to get up there and try to get more plays.
They've got it first and 10 at the 18 of Concordia. But the clock approaching 8.5 minutes time remaining. Motion near side. Here comes the pitch. And running to the 15 and out of bounds. So that will stop the clock with 8:29 to play.
Yeah, good chase again with Concordia. So Maconaquah's chewing up some yards, but this kind of bend don't break defense for Concordia is working, Joe.
That'll be a gain of 3 yards now. Second down, 7. They'll spot it at the right side hash mark. I believe it's Blake that's the one back. They'll give the ball to him, looking for a running opportunity. Squirts through on the left to inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. And now a late penalty flag. That was way downfield near the inside the 5-yard line.
And that's King Causey involved in something down there, but that's a great scrape, though, by Sam Hudson to make that tackle, Joe. I tell you, Sam Hudson's an all-conference player.
Oh, the Braves are backing up.
We'll see what it is. I thought it looked like Causey was involved in something over there, but we'll see what the call is. If that's on Maconaquah, it's going to be a devastating penalty. I thought it was King Causey wrapped up in a little bit of after the play. Let's see what they call. Looked like extracurriculars after the play.
Dead ball, personal foul, late hit on the offense.
Wow.
15-yard penalty will be third down.
Well, that's why King Causey was upset. There you go, and that's a look at that football, Joe. That is a absolute devastating penalty.
Joe, is going to be 3rd down and 7.
Wow.
Now let's see. Yeah, the Braves got to take a timeout. So they've got to think about what's going on here. 8:19 remains. It remains a 35-14 Concordia lead, but it'll be 3rd down and way longer. And when we return here, this is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Instead of 3rd down and 7, is now 3rd down and 20 with the ball back at the Cadet 28-yard line. 2 wide to the left side. Shotgun formation. Kelly looking, pumps, being pursued. Rolls to his left side, buying time. Throws on the run. That one is intercepted, but it might have come out of bounds. Let's see, are they going to rule it a pick right at the 9? They do. And Concordia with their 3rd interception of the night, Joe, and they'll take over possession of the football.
Yeah, great defense again, and that was a huge hit that Kelly took that time. Looked like it was from the big boy for Concordia, number 66, Logan Norwald Settle. He's 6'1", 260, and I hope Kelly can get off the field. That was a monster hit, but another interception. Again, Concordia wins the turnover battle tonight.
Joe, I think that was Vanderbosch again.
That was Vanderbosch again on the interception, and I'll tell you, how about that? How about Concordia forcing the turnovers tonight, Joe?
So the Cadets, with their 3rd pick of the night, they'll have the ball at their own 8. But now with 8:13 remaining in this ball game and trying to milk that clock and just get a little breathing room right now. Brandon Davis looks to Drew. And he's got a hole up the middle. Brings it across the 20-yard line, 25, 30, and a foot race, 40, 45, and is going to be caught finally at the 45-yard line of Maconaquah. And Amir Drew, well, I'll tell you what, you wanted breathing room, he got some breathing room.
There you go, and that's the way you run that football. I see you, Amir Drew, one cut and go. Punish him with your pads, young man. That's Concordia football. And how about Coach Manigault? You know, he tacks you through the air, Joe. Then he comes back and runs his big back like that. And this is the best. We thought Concordia, I missed it last week. You told me you thought Concordia played their best game last week. This might be their best game tonight because this is a good team they're beating tonight, Joe.
Yeah, I think they learned something against Northside. They kind of came together mentally, physically, and they came ready to play here tonight. Now 3 wide to the right side once again. Brandon Davis with 7:40 remaining. He looks, he'll screen the ball right side. Vanderbosch has got it. Blockers, work cuts to the 40. Will be still struggling for extra yardage and close to a 1st down depending where he stepped out of bounds, and I believe he's got it.
Yeah, he does have it, and that's a tremendous effort. But also, how about the play calling tonight for Concordia? I mean, it is just spot on the way they're attacking this defense.
But how about Jalen Vanderbosch, a senior? Yeah. And you know yourself, Joe, from when you played, you're a senior, and you get in a tournament play, you realize any snap, any game, and it could all end right then and there. And boy, Jalen has just, starting last week, I thought, had a touchdown catch and has continued on both sides of the ball and even on special teams.
Absolutely. He's been fantastic tonight, Joe.
Lines up right. The lone wide to the right side. That's the short side of the field. 7:29 remains. Davis looks to Drew. Amir Drew's got running room again and carries it down inside the 25 down to about the 21.
And now Maconaquah starting to get tired, and you can see Concordia just hammering away with Amir Drew. And we talked about Amir Drew. He comes in tonight, 850 yards on the season, Joe, 12 touchdowns, and I thought one of the conference's better backs.
No question about it. came in with 850 rushing yards, as you mentioned, 12 rushing touchdowns. Put him third in the among the running backs of the SAC. Now they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. And now the officials step in. Matt Trexler, our referee, is coming over to talk to Austin Colby. Some issue there.
And for Concordia, we talked about it before the game. We go back and forth with this playoff format, on whether teams should be seeded in the sectionals. This is probably the 2 best teams in the sectional. So Concordia, if you can win this game, Norwell's down a little bit. Norwell will be a threat. They're down a little bit, but I tell you, you can make a deep run if you're Concordia. That's coming from a guy who's not a coach, right?
Seeding, I'm going to tell you what I told my wife, who thinks that priests should be allowed to be married. Ain't going to ever happen in our lifetime. I like that one.
That's fantastic. You know what? You've been good this year. Each game, you've had one you've just knocked out of the park this year. You know that? That's
1st
great.
and 10 at the 22-yard line. Not sure what the conversation was between the coaching staff of Maconaquah with Matt Trexler.
Yeah, I think they're just frustrated, and I think the message now to Maconaquah is finish up strong, finish this game up strong. And for Maconaquah, they have a lot of juniors and sophomores. Yep.
So, 1st and 10. Brandon Davis back to Worth. Spreads the field again. 3 wide to the left. Wants to throw. Looking. Tom in the pocket. Pump fake. Now scrambles to his right. Buying time. Throws on the run. Got to catch Drew. Drew down the right sideline.
Wow.
Touchdown.
Wow.
22 yards.
Whew. How about the protection in the pocket? How about the presence of the quarterback to slide step behind that protection and to wait and to let Drew get out of the backfield and catch that? That was brilliant. I tell you what, we talk about Amir Drew in the run game. How about Brandon Davis, Joe, the last 2 weeks? That was patience out of a quarterback. I don't think he has that patience last year to make that play, Joe.
And Joe, out of the sprint, was still able to fire that ball. Now, again, it wasn't that long a pass, but here now is Goodman with the extra point on the way. The right-footed kick is on the way, and it is good. And all Concordia now. 42-14 they lead with 6:26 remaining. And we'll step out. This is IHSAA Tournament Football right here on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
Well, the Braves, let's see if they have an answer now with 6:26 potentially left in their season. They'll wait again with a kick return coming away. Cooper Harris ready to tee it up from the Cadet 40-yard line, kicking right to left. Again, line drive kick, bounds, caught at the 23. They'll run across the middle of the field, looking to sweep to the right side. McKinley gets out of one tackle to 23, comes down the right sidelines and hit across the 30 to the 35. So that is where the Braves will go back in offense now, but it has been 28 unanswered points by Concordia that's broke this game wide open from when it was a 14-all ball game.
I want to be selfish with a little bit of airtime here, Joe. I want to say a special thanks to Stephanie Marks of Concordia. You know, she's the director of the Media Center and the assistant athletic director, and every single year we do Concordia, Joe, she always gets us the stats. You know, she's really good to work with, and I want to thank Stephanie for all of her efforts.
Here's the pitch coming back, and we'll run to the right side. A little running room this time, and good punishing run that time by Little, I believe it was, that carries across the 40 out to about the 44-yard line. And, you know, the thing about Stephanie, she gets all those numbers out, including updated team yearly stats, in a matter of minutes after the game is over. I don't know how she does it.
It's amazing. She's a wizard with it, but you know what? The effort and what she does for the kids, and I just want to take a moment and, you know, acknowledge her and thank her for all her efforts.
Again, here comes the pitch and looking for room. I believe that's Jared Blake that time on the carry, and keeps the play alive, crosses midfield into Concordia territory to about the 48-yard line.
You know, and Maconaquah's not going to want to hear this, but this is going to sting tonight. But you know what? This is a team that's so young, Joe, and they can get some of this fixed, they're going to be a year stronger next year, and a lot of guys are coming back. They could really do some damage next year. It's hard to hear in the playoffs this year, but you also have to keep your head up.
Here's a little fake, and Nolan Kelly, and that was a broken play, looking to hand it off. Nobody was home, so Concordia stops that as Brock Allman shot through there to make the tackle. And one other thing, they're very effective with the run game. I know from a former quarterback standpoint that you'd like to see them maybe with that ability to have at least the outside threat occasionally, a little bit better of a passing attack.
Yeah, you need that because you're going to play games like the Lewis Cass game they got so far down. You're going to have games where you got to have a 3-step or a 5-step game. You got to be able to throw that ball down the field, Joe.
They've got a first down, though, here to about the 43 of Concordia on a tough run.
To finish up that point, imagine if Maconaquah with Kelly could throw some fade routes once in a while. Think about what that would do. Now, obviously, you have to put somebody to the outside, but if you put one receiver to the outside and you could throw some fade routes, that would stretch that defense a little bit more. But it's hard to criticize because they've had so much success with Coach Colby and his scheme.
In a pitch, and there's the straight ahead carry by Jared Blake. Carries down inside the Cadet 35, down to the 32-yard line. Clock, though, continuing to be a factor, melding away on the Braves season. Now we're down to 4:41 to play in this ball game.
Yeah, and just grinding away, and Concordia continues to make the tackles, and that's what you want if you're Coach Manigo.
Got an official's timeout. Matt Trexler's going to have the teams go re-huddle. I believe what they wanted to do is they felt that was a first down, so they'll stop the clock and reset the chains across the way. It'll be 1st and 10 with 4:35 to play in this ball game.
Yeah, maybe an opportunity here for the Braves to go down and get one more touchdown.
Well, I know you'll be making your way shortly to talk to. Meanwhile, here's again a turn by Kelly trying to hand the ball off, but Concordia stops it in the middle. A gain of only about a yard and a half to the 31.
Yeah, good penetration again. They're still playing hard up front for Concordia, and I tell you, we're going to have some sore boys now after this one. I tell you, the physicality of the game with the Maconaquah offensive line, the Concordia defensive line has been fun to watch.
Jared Blake on the carry, 2nd and 8.
Braves pick up a couple. We'll stay with the one-back look. They'll pitch the ball. And looking for Sunning Maroon, and there's Carter Little. Did cut back to his left, and for a moment it looked like he had some daylight. Chopped down at the Cadet 38-yard line. Joe getting ready to make his way downfield, and now there's a late penalty flag thrown right where Concordia is lined up. Let's see what that is about. Kind of a tough place and time for Concordia to get shifty about things.
Unsportsmanlike. On the defense, 15-yard penalty, be a first down.
So that one goes against the Cadets. That'll be a 15-yard walk-off. And Tim Manigault will be not happy about that. A little lack of discipline in a situation where you've got the game basically under control. But now it'll give the Braves possession, 1st and 10 at the Cadet 14-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Maconaquah, trying to break the 21-point run by Concordia. Right now it's 42-14 Cadets. Braves continue to stand huddled up. Ball not ready, not marked ready for play. Now they do wind the clock. Braves come up to the line of scrimmage once again. Jared Blake is the one back, and here's a counter run to the right side. They got a chance to score it. Little to the end zone, dives in there, and gets the touchdown. So that'll be a 14-yard touchdown run. A little counter run to the right side. So a little late celebrating for the Braves fans here. 14 yards out at the 3:36 mark. Now they try for the extra point by Leary. Hold is good. The kick is on the way. End over end on the way, and it is good. So the Braves get some points on the board. They make it 42-21. Still 3:36 remaining. And you got to expect they'll go onside when we return. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back live here at Maconaquah. The Cadets, if they win this ball game, they would be home against either the winner of Belmont or Norwell. They're home either way. Meanwhile, the Braves will kick away. Concordia with 9 up front. It is a line drive kick that will filter down to the 20, picked up by the Cadets across the 25, 30, and they'll just down the ball. And boy, there's a lot of curriculars going on away from the ball. You just got to have some composure and not get caught into anything stupid. At times Xavier Sheehan got involved, but no penalty. And the Cadets will have the football with 3:32 remaining in this ball game, moving from right to left. So mark it. Let's see where they're going to move that ball. The officials were moving backwards. Now they put it up around the 33-yard line. And the Cadets just trying to pick up a couple of first downs and get ready to make the long trip back to Fort Wayne, some 75 miles away, for this opening sectional round tournament matchup. Brandon Davis had a good job of running the offense here tonight. Gives to Drew. Amir Drew plunges straight ahead, crosses the 35 up short of the 40s. He'll be marked down at the 39. He'll pick up about 6, maybe 7 yards. And that should take the clock down inside of 3 minutes before the snap of the football. Cadets remain huddled up, waiting for Brandon Davis to return to the huddle. They'll try to milk that play clock down as far as they can. Do come up to the line of scrimmage now with 9 on the play clock. They'll spread the offense 2 wide either side of the field. Clock at 2:48 left to play. And here's Drew again. Amir Drew curls up the middle and fights his way for a first down up to the 45. So that'll stop the clock now while they do move the chains with 2:41 remaining. But Concordia will have another set of downs to work with. And it's got to be very frustrating for these Braves and their fans who have enjoyed a 7-game win streak. But seeing it all meld away with the clock ticking off, now running inside of 2.5 minutes remaining in this 42-21 ball game. Vanderbosch has had quite a ball game in all phases here tonight. He's wide to the right. He's going to get double coverage now out there right. And meanwhile, 3 wide to the left. And here's a screen coming up. Kindig's got it. Looks for a block. Gets a couple of more yards up to about the 49. Jaron Kindig. All 5'7" of them with that. There was I'll tell you what helped there. There was a little bit of a trip, if I guess you could say. But the officials saw that the defender came right over and actually tried to help the Concordia Cadets. So it was strictly incidental. And again, you got to credit the officials with some common sense. No harm, no foul, no intention, and they just let it play on. But now we're down to 1:40 remaining in this ball game. The gain was 4 yards at 2nd down and 6. Jaden Parnan, part of the trips package, wide right. And there's Drew again, cuts to his left, cuts through, 45, slides down to about the 43. Another 1st and 10 coming up for Concordia. And now less than 90 seconds remaining in the season for the Braves. They'll spot it at the 43-yard line. Joe Walburn will wait on the sidelines. And he'll be checking in with Tim Manigal with his post-game comments. We'll see what other players he might have a chance to visit with before we leave the air. Now we're down inside the final minute of this sectional 27 3A matchup. And it looks like Brandon Davis is just going to take a knee here. He will with 50 seconds remaining. They'll reset the clock with 40, and Concordia will just need to take one more knee, and this one will go in the books with a Concordia win. Cadets led at 7-0. Tied at 7-all, tied at 14-all, and then Concordia took over. They never trailed here tonight on the road in a couple of ties, and that should do it. The final knee will take it down the final 22 seconds, and a 42-21 victory for the Concordia Cadets, who had defeated Maconaquah twice before in tournament play, once in 2006, 47-8 at Zollner Stadium, then before that in 2004, 37-18. So they're 3-0 against the Braves all time, and they'll move on. And now with a record that is at 5-5, and Maconaquah closes out the season at 7-3. Getting ready, let's check in. Well, we will with Joe Walburn. He'll be looking for Tim Manigal. As soon as we get a chance with the teams lining up, exchanging handshakes. Joe kind of following the crowd of cadets around. And I know that Coach Manigal is looking also for probably one or two special Braves players who really played well here tonight, and probably in particular Carter Little. We'll check in with Joe Walburn here momentarily as he tries to find the head coach. Teams beginning to separate now, and Joe will be looking, and we'll see if he's able to grab Tim Manigal.
Congratulations, that was an impressive playoff win. And I don't know what you said to your kids at halftime, but boy, you came out and played some cadet football in the second half.
Well, I mean, it's nothing too secret really, or nothing too special. We just reiterated kind of our game plan, a few adjustments on defense in terms of alignment. Offensively, we were pretty sure we could move the ball. We just kind of had some things happen in the first half that blew up in our face, and so we thought if we could take care of the ball and keep the offense on the field, we'd have some success, and we did.
Yeah, it felt like that. It felt like the offensive line really fired off, and Amir Drew was a big factor in the second half.
Well, they were certainly giving that to us. I think their goal was to take away the pass, and so the way they aligned defensively encouraged us to run the ball, and Amir came up big for us.
Yeah, Vanderbosch played great on defense. Cam Johnson was awesome. Sam Hudson, Matt Gegline. Everybody seemed like they ran to the football tonight, and I thought your defensive performance was one of the better ones you had this year, just with the effort, because that was a really dominant rushing attack, but you guys held up pretty well.
Yeah, pretty well. They're pretty good. I mean, I was impressed with Maconaquah. I thought they came out and just really played hard. Their running back is tough. I mean, he's a dude. He runs the ball hard. And I do think our kids held up fairly well. I haven't seen the stats, but I'd imagine they ran for many yards on us tonight. But a win's a win, and we're moving on.
Lastly, you've had all the playoff success, the state championship. How much fun is it for you to come out here and coach Concordia in these big playoff games?
Oh, it's always fun. We always want to be playing our best when the sectional tournament rolls around, and usually we are, and it's a fun opportunity for us. We enjoy it.
Well, congratulations. Very impressive tonight, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Joe Walburn with Tim Manigal with his post-game comments. We're coming back with the Walburn Financial Management post-game show, much more, as we talk more about this Concordia win on the road in opening night of the 47th annual IHSAA High School Football Tournament. Cadets win on the road here tonight over the Braves 42-21. And this is IHSAA Tournament Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.